Good afternoon. I am Joe Honk. The Titans have converted $10.965 million of Kevin Byard's base salary into a signing bonus. So what does that do for the cap? That creates $8.7 million more dollars in cap space. They're going to need it to sign some players, which the Dolphins are apparently going to have to do as well because they don't have any draft picks after the Chiefs traded wide receiver Tyree Hill to the Dolphins in exchange for 5 draft picks. So here are what the Chiefs are getting. It will be picks in this year's drafts, which would be the first-round pick, which would be the number 29 overall pick. The Chiefs are also getting the second-round pick, which would be number 50, and a fourth-round pick. Plus, the Chiefs are getting a fourth- and sixth-rounder in next year's draft as well. And congratulations to Kirk Herbstreit. Him and Al Michaels have been officially announced as the brand-new crew for Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to go visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville 3HL, 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you. Don Davenport, would this classify as a beautiful day in the Music City?
Yes, it would. Happy hump day, people.
You got your little Nike vest on, looking like Marty McFly. That's what people tell me when I wear
Got my
mine.
Duke colors on.
Oh. Dookie Duke. Are they in action tomorrow or
I
Friday?
don't look like Marty McFly.
I don't know. But people tell me
Heavy
I do
dog.
when I do. What?
That's heavy, Doc.
Oh, yeah. What you got over there?
Peanut
Listen,
M&Ms.
you used to complain about the vending machine doesn't work, but evidently you found a way in.
No, I went to the other one.
Oh, you should have seen her the other day when her Cheez-Its wouldn't come out of the machine.
Yeah, you can't shake the machine either because there's an alarm on it.
Wait, seriously, you can't?
Yeah, that's
that was
what Blaine
I was
Bishop
about to
told me.
do.
That's what Blaine told me. Like it'll go off, that thing. Apparently.
Because it's dangerous if you shake it.
Yeah, remember like in high school, things that get stuck?
Slay's food is here.
Like Slay literally was putting his headphones on and getting ready to address the microphone when he looked like the most surprised person in America because his Papa John's Pizza was walking by.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to 3HL, Slay.
Hey, man, what's up, man?
I'm in the building.
Hey, I'm in the building.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
I'm in the building.
So is your pizza.
I'm in the building.
What kind of pizza did you get over there? You can watch the show, Zone TV, Twitter,
Hey,
Facebook
man.
Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Lord have mercy. Do y'all know what I'm out here running on? I'm out here running on Thin Mints, Girl Scout cookies, and the peanut M&Ms that Babs gave me. That's it. I mean, that's it.
What's on your pizza?
I got chicken, beef, mushrooms, and pineapples.
Literally, that's the only combination of that will be ordered today.
Ever.
God, this is
Who the hell
This is freaking
gets
amazing.
chicken and pineapple on their pizza?
And beef.
extra cheese,
And
extra
beef.
sauce.
And mushrooms. Like, I love mushrooms. I'm a shroom girl.
I
is
can't stand mushrooms.
Freaking
But there's a lot of
amazing.
people that cannot handle
Freaking
it.
amazing.
Are you going
hear
to eat
me?
that entire pizza
I'm gonna snake it. I'm gonna snake this down.
during the first commercial break?
I'm gonna snake this all the way down.
You're going to be Alfred Hitchcock, aren't you?
Oh, I can't wait. And I got a little tight shirt on. So I'm really gonna be Hitchcock.
You do.
You do. It says distinguish yourself.
That's what I'm about to distinguish this pizza into my belly.
So for those listening yesterday, we'll get to the headlines in a minute, but for those listening yesterday, Dawn went right at Ramon Foster about something that she didn't really know to be accurate, but she still went at him anyway. Somebody had left
facts. Come
Somebody had left double onions from like a breakfast taco in the studio, and it smelled like feet after several hours of
Dirty
being
feet.
in here. Yeah, and it was pretty awful. So Babs blamed Ramon. Ramon insisted it was not him. And actually, not only did he insist that he was innocent, he also, and this is good because, you know, in life, if you want
Your
to
life lesson today.
assert the fact that there is a problem, you need to come at us with a solution. So Ramon not only pleaded his own innocence, he also asserted guilt onto Lucas Panzica.
He sure did. I mean, like, beep, 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 just rolled that bus right back over Pan.
It was like Leslie Nielsen in Naked Gun when the marching band just walked all over the guy. The USC marching band, which, speaking of USC, Robert Woods will join us today at 5:20, new Titans wide receiver, who, by the way,
I loved him in his press conference.
Really good.
Today with the Titans.
I'm looking forward to it. He calls himself Bobby Trees. He calls himself B Trees. Like, so he goes, I'm all for first person nickname guy. Like VY used to call himself VY all the time. Like VY doesn't like chicken on his pizza. Like,
I hated that.
I love it.
No.
I think it's hilarious.
You like third person conversation?
It's okay in certain situations.
Yeah, third person. What did I say?
It's
first
not
person?
okay in like VY throws touchdowns.
VY threw his uniform in the stands and hit Kathy McLaughlin. Still the best story ever. You're gonna throw your uniform, like your shoulder pads and your jersey, into the stands because you're pissed off, and you hit the general manager's wife.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's real.
I mean, of all the people
that
hit,
hit with a bang.
Yeah. Oh. Listen, man. Kathy McLaughlin, man, she was like, just throw him right back at him.
Yeah.
I love and respect her. She's gonna tell you what's up.
Yes, she is.
So Lucas Panzica was in here yesterday hearing Dawn upset before we even went on the air about the onions, and he didn't say anything about it.
Snickle.
So when he got thrown under the bus and took on the accusation as the offending party, it was interesting to us that he didn't say anything. So he comes in here today before we go on the air and says
he came in today because I made him.
It was not me.
It wasn't me.
So not only did he say that, he said it in this way. Quote, I'm not a morally responsible person, but I do not waste food. So his story is that he ate all 6 of his tacos.
Yeah, man.
Which I probably believe him on that.
You should.
I mean, he's like a hunk over there. They're trash pandas.
They're going to go get it. I will say, like, this
is unacceptable workplace environment situation.
Without question. And I just want to say.
I just want to get to the bottom of Double Onion Gate.
So that, because I was in the studio. I
feel like Slay knows more than
see this, and this is what I was going to say. So
what if it was Slay?
See, and this is why.
Slay.
This is why I am bringing this to the
snort
one.
That's one.
Yeah.
That one counts.
But guess what?
We keep
no, Babsy, this is what I want to tell you. No, let me tell you. Let me explain. Let me tell you.
Oh my gosh, he's guilty already.
No, Babsy. I'm going. Once I present this evidence to the court, everybody's going to be like, "Oh yeah, he's out of there." What do I not like?
Cilantro.
What did he just say was on the same taco?
Cilantro onions.
That is.
Which would be why they would still be in the container.
No, but Ramon orders my. No, it ain't no.
Because Ron Slay will not eat cilantro.
I won't eat it, but Ramon orders mine separate. All I get is the eggs, cheese, and chicken. That's it.
More bizarre combo.
That's fine.
Well, we have a camera in the break room.
Yeah, I guarantee. Like, listen, I don't need to. Hey, I know what to go for.
There's another suspect that has emerged.
Jason Martin should be emerging.
Oh, I didn't even think of him.
I don't know why.
But yeah. I mean, he could be a suspect.
Yeah.
Will Bowling.
Safer, no. Ooh, William Lee.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't J Mart doesn't eat anything, does he?
I think
I think he
eats
super
this.
healthy.
Maybe I think like
J Mart, for those that don't know, has lost like 100 and something pounds.
Yeah, but ain't nobody leaving them tacos right there and not snaking them. I don't care who you are.
Snaking.
I'm gonna tell you who will know. Schaefer. We gotta ask Schaefer. Schaefer, no. Schaefer gets to sit in the crow nest and witness it all.
Sees it all.
Just watch it all.
Yep.
Well, Panzica's story is that he put whatever was left in the break room because he doesn't want to waste food. He wants somebody to eat anything that's left. That's his story.
So
and that Will Bowling went in there and ate one of them. So then I'm like, ooh, maybe Bowling is a suspect at this point.
Could be.
All right. Well,
I think it's just the onions that got left over that fell off the
just
taco and it just probably was in the carton.
Well, it stunk up the entire station.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something real quick.
Depends.
These quarterbacks are having their workouts, right? Like, so I watched Malik Willis, and a lot of people did, and when I first looked at him, I was
It's all
like,
these pro days.
yeah, I'm like, my man's wearing a golf shirt and khaki shorts. He wasn't really, but like when I first looked at him, like it was a shot from behind. It looked like he was wearing, like I don't know, he's going to a frat party or something. He's out there just slinging the ball.
He's having a good time.
So the Titans were there. Kenny Pickett, pro day the other day. The Titans were there.
By the way, his hands measured bigger than they did at the combine.
How does that happen, though?
Yeah, but it was
Because it's it's his school's pro day. They're gonna
but
take
wait.
off a millisecond on his 40. They're
But
gonna
wait a
make his
second.
hands a little bit bigger.
That's
that's
the
how
funny
it
part of that
works.
story is like hands measured bigger at pro day. Okay, well they were 8.5
Right.
at the combine. They were 8 5/8 at his pro day.
Right.
Okay, 1/8 inch bigger. Who cares?
Well, and on top of it, they're still the smallest hands of any active quarterback right now, so it doesn't matter. So it's still not all that much better.
Well,
Anyway,
But
so the Titans were there.
Matt Corral
Titans are
today.
everywhere.
Titans were there.
They're there. OC is there.
The
They're doing
OC
listen, they're doing their due diligence, but I'm telling you, man, they need an exit plan from Ryan Tannehill. Because 3 weeks into this season, that dude could have 9 interceptions and 2 touchdowns and be 0-3. Or he could have 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 3-0. I have no idea what he's going to be. But regardless of what he is this year, you need to be thinking of beyond him. You need an exit strategy from Ryan Tannehill. The problem is
so that you're not Pittsburgh after Big Ben.
Yeah,
and you're
and
not
it's like, oh,
Indianapolis.
right.
it's like,
and you're not
Shiano.
Indianapolis after Andrew Luck.
And you're just turning people over every year.
right.
And
I would
that's
say
my point.
Green Bay after Aaron Rodgers, but I
Jordan
mean,
Love looked like a good.
supposedly they had a plan in place, and that one didn't work
So
out.
this isn't necessarily the year, at least this is what we're being told. This isn't necessarily the year to need to find that guy to develop, right? Because like this group of quarterbacks is said to be not very good. But I do like the fact that the Titans are like, hey man, what if we like one of these dudes
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can
And
get
we can
him
develop him.
late.
behind Ryan Tannehill? He's no threat to Tannehill this year,
Right.
Right.
but we can develop him this season with our new passing game coordinator and you know, maybe have a plan beyond Tanny.
I want to know what factor that plays.
I just don't see. I mean, who knows? I don't see any of those guys.
Yeah, but you're emotionally invested in the backup quarterback, so
I do love me some Logan Woodside. Can we please get Logan on the show? Like, what is
that would
I
be
mean,
a strange
I know
ask,
that
don't
he's
you?
probably really busy with his.
well, it's like Jared Puffer is our guy
Yeah,
over at the Titans, and I'm like, Puff, can we get Robert Woods today? And he's like, yeah. So he's going to be on the show at 5:20. But I think like it would be a weird ask. Hey man, can we get the backup quarterback? Like you'd be like, why?
No, if anybody that listens to the show understands
Want
why.
to talk about backups?
That's right.
Clipboard etiquette.
Tara said Lucas said earlier that he was eating in the studio and then went to the break room. I mean, we're getting pieces together on this deal.
Yeah, it's
Speaking of
getting
food,
weird.
we
All
just
right.
had somebody call in that asked, wanted me to ask Slay if pizza, Thin Mints, and M&M's are a good diet for somebody trying to run a good 40.
Oh,
No, it ain't about that. It's about now. Man got to eat. Food made for man. Man got to eat. That's simple. Man
How's
got to
your
eat.
40 training coming?
Listen,
We're coming up on that.
I'm in the
day.
gym. I'm in the gym tonight at 7:00.
Burning off the pizza.
I don't know what y'all want me to say.
How are your hamstrings?
I'm in the gym tonight at 7:00.
soft tissue
That's all I got to say.
for a grown man.
It's a grind, baby.
It's a grind. All right, Coach Mack. When we come back, 3HL 104.5.
Coach Mac believes in me. What up, people? Music City Autoplex, MusicCityAutoplex.com, 2430 Gallatin Pike North is the location. Slide in there, man. Go get you a car and listen. Last year was good, but this year they've done it again. Last year, Music City Autoplex doubled their business. Now they're using the momentum and invest back into the business and their customers. Music City Autoplex is expanding. That's right. More cars, more showroom floor cars, more, what else? Inventory, what else? Service facilities. You can't miss. What does this mean for you? You may be asking. Let me explain to you. More inventory choices at market low prices, more access to great financing options, and expanded customer service. Can only get this at Music City Autoplex. Now, when you go in there, you let them know you're in the building, and guess what? You may be taken care of. If not, if you don't let them know that you're in the building, you're still going to be taken care of. That's just part of what they do. And now they're increasing all of the pre-owned inventory. So be a part of it, man. Go get you a car.
Will Bowling texted me. He said, breakfast tacos are gross. It's not him. Davenport's over here texting Schaefer. She's like Angela Lansbury on Murder, She Wrote over here. And in the meantime, you can bet local. We've got all kinds of betting opportunities for you in sports going on, obviously. And action247.com is where you need to go to get signed up and start rolling. They'll send you an email basically every day outlining some prop bet ideas for you, some things that they have going on where you can increase your bankroll. So just get signed up and check it out. Action247.com. Download the apps, Android, iPhone, up and running, and that's the best way for me. Honestly, I don't even go onto the desktop. I use it on my phone. You can bet live while games are going on. Maybe you got into the Vandy game last night a little bit. Vandy a big lead early, but they fall late. Xavier goes at them on Twitter. We'll talk about that later. But action247.com is where you go to get started. It's March. The big tournament has arrived. What are you waiting for? It's time to start winning big with Tennessee's homegrown sportsbook. Action 24/7 is made by Tennesseans for Tennesseans. Make your first deposit today using code Doherty. That's my last name. And Action will give you 50% boost up to $800. Download the app or visit action247.com to get started. And if you have a gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay.
Hey, yo.
Working through a Wednesday in the Music City.
And working through a medium pizza.
You going to eat that whole thing over there?
And then go and try and run a 40.
I darn sure ordered it.
Here's what happened. Slay left to go to Subway, and next thing you know, he's got a medium pizza with extra cheese.
Slay left 2 hours later, came back with nothing.
Yeah.
And then orders a pizza.
Coming up on the show today, Todd Fuhrman at 4:30. What does Todd think about the Sweet 16? Who does he like? Also, how do the NFL moves affect futures? The AFC, y'all, if you haven't looked, is loaded. Even more so after this offseason. Titans wide receiver Robert Woods at 5:20. Look forward to that conversation. The big story of the day, Tyree Hill going to the Miami Dolphins, a place where a quarterback resides that pushing the ball down the field, not necessarily a strength. So, and 5 draft picks for a non-quarterback.
And didn't they make him the highest paid receiver?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That part's debatable.
Okay.
Coach Mack joins us now, thanks to Farm Bureau
Going
Insurance.
to, supposedly.
Yeah, that's right. Coach Mack, what's up?
Brent, how are you doing? You and Ron Slay are back in, huh?
Oh, yeah. We're fresh off fresh off the beach. Rolling.
That's great. Hey, Don, before we get started, I've done 4 speaking engagements since I was on last week at this time with you and Will, and please pass this along to Will. At every one of them, I had people come up to me. Of course, they're Titans fans and 104.5 listeners. They said they really enjoyed that segment where you were asking and wanting to get the salary cap explained. They said it was very informative and that you and Will were asking really, really pertinent questions. So pass that along to young Will, too, will you?
I will.
Hey, Will's in the next room. We can just get him behind a microphone right now.
That's right. Well,
Talk math.
Thanks for teaching though, and explaining it in terms that everybody can understand.
Yes.
Well, the thing that I like, of course, I'm out in this city a lot, and I'm asked to do a lot of things. But when people listen to this show, and especially about this time of year, I mean, you guys, that was really a good and pertinent time to do that because, look, the salary cap is hard to understand, and right now, that's all people that take a light brush on it hear about is renegotiating and moving money and June 1st designations. And it just helps to know a little bit of what's going on. Look, I still don't completely understand it. And those people that are doing it, Vin Marino is one of the best at it.
He is.
Yeah.
NFL league office. He's the one that was part of that staff that helped put this salary cap together. So he's brilliant on it. But
look, I mean, he found $8.772 more million in cap space with Kevin Byard redoing his deal.
Well, not only that, Brent, is when you're putting it, I cleared a cap one time, in my first shot as the head coach.
Yeah.
And you have to be able, because the salaries at that time, the contracts we had were done by so many different people that it was awful. But you have to be able to layer it, and you also have to be able to anticipate and layer it years ahead. And especially with what happened with this salary cap being truncated because of COVID, a lot of these contracts were done before we even knew what COVID was. And so people have had to readjust a lot of things. So anyway, but Don, tell Will that people appreciated that segment.
I'm sorry I missed that because I love it.
It's on the podcast. You can still go listen to it.
That's true. And, I mean, that's a good point. Rate, review, subscribe, download 3HL podcast. I love it when you have the opportunity to kind of get on the whiteboard with us, even though it's on the radio, and you paint that mental image for people. It's always an educational specialty that you have. Being able to communicate, as Don said, on a pedestrian level that people like me can easily understand. So that's a special skill, Coach.
I love the fact that our fans and our listeners are so interested. That's really cool.
Hey, let's talk pedestrian level, what Bobby Trees brings game-wise to this offense and the plus of what he brings.
I've always liked him, coming out of USC. I mean, this was a guy that when you vetted him coming out of USC, you just saw a really good, solid football player in every aspect of it. I mean, you could see a guy that was pretty technically sound coming out that you knew that was going to work to get more technically sound as he got into the league. And Buffalo, I mean, he started to develop. The other thing that he does, he's got a complete game. He is more than willing to put his head in the briar patch and block. And he will do a lot of things to help your football team. He's one of those guys, too, as you watch his career progress from USC through the National Football League, you know, with Buffalo and then with the Rams, you can continue to see his improvement because he works at it. And he's a really smart guy. He's had his press conference today, correct?
Yes.
And I don't know if people got it. So I'm sure people listening, he's a really bright guy. And here's the
super
other
likable.
Here's the other thing that you get from people that you talk to, and I talk to people at USC also, you know, that when I was out there earlier, and then just coming out, he is the ultimate locker room guy, and he is the ultimate team person. I mean, to me, it made so much sense because I mean, it just sounded like the type of guys that are in this locker room at the present time that Mike Vrabel and that John Robinson and Amy Adams Strunk are putting in this locker room. I mean, he's just a solid person that can play ball and can do a lot of things for you. Really a good technical dude. And he can touch the ball in a lot of ways. Sean McVay used him a lot of ways, touching the ball. And look, he was free because of the money situation. Just like Tyree Hill. You think Andy Reid wanted to get rid of Tyree Hill? He did not want to, but he had to because you can't pay everybody the premium price. It's just the way the system works.
Yeah, once that Devontae Adams deal went through, Kansas City had no choice there. Coach Mag with us on 3HL, and for those that don't know, Robert Woods will join us today at 5:20. Looking forward to that. Slay?
Be trees.
Be trees.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Mag, how I don't want to say lucky. Well, I guess lucky could be it. Fortunate. How fortunate is a guy like A.J. Brown to be able to get a guy like Julio Jones and learn from him. And then now you got a guy like Robert Woods walking into their locker room and be able to feed information to him. And just any detail is the way you get ahead in the professional business. So how fortunate is A.J. to be able to feed off a guy like this?
Well, let's talk about what A.J. Brown is. Look, you can have all the good mentors around you that you can have, but if you're not willing to open yourself up and learn from them, then it really doesn't matter, right? I mean, I'm sure you saw that in your professional career. Anytime you've got a young, talented player that is talented but is also willing to learn and to learn the nuances and to learn the ins and the outs of the game that he is getting ready to step into, then that's when you've got somebody that you know is going to be special. A.J. Brown is special in that way. He is more than willing because, look, he's an extreme talent, but he's also extremely open to learning and especially learning from veteran players that have done it at a high level. And to me, that's the most important thing. I think that when I was coaching, the thing that I would do, especially with a young player that I thought had some skills and some tools to work with, the first thing I would try to encourage them to do is find somebody after they'd been around the locker room for a while and to say, this is a guy that you need to latch on to and see how much they're willing to share with you. Because let me tell you this, my experience has been the better players are the ones that are even more willing to share because they understand how important it is for the team concept. So A.J. Brown is very fortunate, but I think also A.J. Brown has set him up for success because he's willing to learn from those people.
And I got to show a comfort level also in Robert Woods, right? You know, him walking away from Cooper Kupp, sharing with him, Van Jefferson, up-and-coming talent, then walking into A.J. Brown. Like, as much as like what you're giving the praise to A.J. Brown, you got to be just as much, man, because you don't want nobody to go get your spot. There's one thing you don't want.
No, but at the same time, I mean, there's a line with that. You walked it when you were a veteran player. There's a line with that, and really, here's the thing that happens is that being able to pass knowledge. It's just like myself and on my coaching career. I was always willing to school young coaches because I always thought back to and was reminded when I was starting out, you need to pass this along, because everything that I learned and everything that I know about the professional game, I was taught by somebody that was willing to teach me. So that's got to always, if you've got a locker room and an organization that's set up like that throughout, well, then you're in pretty good shape in the professional sports.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Mack, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Need great health care coverage at an affordable price. Let Farm Bureau Health Plans coach you through it. They've been protecting Tennesseans since 1947. Coach, we went back for whatever reason we did this and looked at the last time the Titans played Matt Ryan. And that was in 2019, and the leading receiver for the Falcons that day was Austin Hooper, 9 receptions, 130 yards. What do the Titans get in him at tight end?
I liked him coming out of Stanford. He's kind of a complete guy. When you look at what he's done as a professional, he's got a lot of explosive plays in his repertoire. He really does. On his resume, he is a blocker. He's an extremely smart player. He's a guy that can line up in line. You can split him out. You can also put him on the move. And so to me, I mean, I always liked this guy. He came out in the 2016 draft. Am I correct? I think I'm correct.
I think that's right. Yeah.
I've been through a few drafts. I can remember there were 3 tight ends taken in that draft. We like the first one that was Hunter Henry was in that draft.
Yeah.
That's the guy I think we had rated 1. We had him 2, and then we had Tyler Higbee, who we took at the Rams, number 3, and that's exactly the way they came off the board.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we ended up taking 2 tight ends in that draft. We took a tight end from South Carolina State, took a flyer on a guy in the 6th round that never made it. But look, he was the right up there at the top of that draft when he came out. Hunter Henry was number 1, but he was the number 2 guy. And as I said, I've always liked this player, and I think he's a pretty smart dude too. I heard his press conference that he had here. So you're getting somebody that fits this offense really well. And look, I don't think they're done. John Robinson tells me nothing of what he's doing. But just looking at their roster, they're still not done with that tight end position.
Yeah.
But bringing Swain back and then adding this veteran, I think, is a big step forward.
Coach, quarterbacks are having their pro days, and the Titans were at Kenny Pickett's. They were at Malik Willis's. They're at Matt Corral's today. Is that simple due diligence, or is it time to maybe look for an exit plan from Tannehill down the road?
Well, it's always time to be looking at a quarterback. I mean, it always is time, because look just what's going on in the league this year. Yeah. All right. I mean, we're entering a different era in the National Football League now with this many quarterbacks changing places. And look, it's for a lot of reasons. Everybody has changed. These quarterbacks that have changed clubs have been for a different reason this year. Some of it's money with some of them. Some of it is sandpaper between them and the organization at some places, and some of it is they were both just ready for a divorce. But however that goes, you've always got to be chum in the water for quarterbacks. The quarterback group, I've talked to several people that have been at several of these already. I mean, I talk to people when they go to these things, and a lot of them have just gotten through. And look, these types of workouts for quarterbacks, the most important thing that comes with it is when you have individual times with them there, to be able to talk to them, because everything else, I mean, it's all scripted. But you if you can find out a little bit more about the person, I mean, I've already done. I think in this, let me look through my thing. I did about 10 quarterbacks this year and look at them, and I think we all know that the word on these quarterbacks this year is there's not one. Like there were 3 last year that went 1, 2, and 3. Most of these guys are going to be guys that are going to be the flavor that somebody likes with what they need. I think there still could possibly be 3 taken in the first round because people need them. People are going to need them, and they're all kind of different. And so, but they are doing their due diligence, and you need to, because you've always got to be planning for the future, because this league stops for nobody, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Always got to be planning for the future.
I love it, Coach Mack. Real quick, I know this is kind of odd, but Slay cannot do cilantro. Are you a cilantro guy?
I like cilantro. I like cilantro. I mean, it's It's not brutal. You know what Joe Hunk told me right before I came on, and I know we're at the end of this segment, that Dawn is mad because somebody's putting on. Look, Dawn, you are right to be mad. You're not living in a frat house. They need you need to tell whoever's doing that their mother doesn't work there. Nobody, she's not there to pick up after them. So get your nasty food out of the studio. You're right, Dawn.
That's right. Thanks, Coach Matt.
We're not talking about like the zone team mom here. We're talking about the queen of sports talk radio in Nashville. That's what we're talking about.
Thanks a
Well,
lot.
I mean, look, she's in a professional setting. She's not living in a frat house on Fraternity Road.
That's right.
I love it. Thank you, Coach Matt. Good
Frat
stuff,
roll.
man.
Look at Coach Mac. I hear the frat roll drop.
See you guys.
See you, Coach.
I knew he would have your back. That's why I told you.
Okay.
Coach Mac got on off right there.
What do you think people's mental image of our radio station is? Like, there's funnels in the corner. There's, I mean,
Of course.
Animal House.
I mean, we do have a putting green right
we
here.
have a putting
Yeah.
green. We have random like cardboard cutouts of it, like gigantic cardboard cutouts of it.
Jerseys
Some of
all
us.
framed all around.
Coach Mack has a monkey around his neck.
That's true.
With a headband,
A lunchbox full of candy.
without question.
Yep.
That needs to be refilled.
It does need to be
A
refilled.
trucker
Rain
hat.
on it.
Our green room has alcohol in it.
That's accurate as well.
No, I
This
think it's
is-
gone. We need a refill. Joe
Oh.
Boo needs a refill.
I
Bartender.
got some in the car.
Oh,
Yup.
Yeah.
I can refill it.
you got sauce and whiskey.
Hey, but we
Red
do
Dog.
have hand sanitizer.
Oh, yeah,
right?
I'ma
in
use
my
it.
little area. Yes.
I know.
All right, when we come back, the big news of the day, Tyree Hill going to the Dolphins. Would you give up 5 draft picks for a non-quarterback? That's what happened today. 615-737-1045.
Oh, there's nobody better at getting your carpets clean than Zero Res. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is go check out reviews. Before you hire a company, don't you always do that? I do that. I was looking at landscaping companies for the backyard now that spring's coming along. And I always go look at social media reviews to see what they're saying. And let me tell you what they say about Zero Res carpet and air duct cleaning on Google. 4.9 out of 5 stars, almost 3,000 reviews. That's 4 times more than any other home service company in Nashville. Facebook, 4.9 out of 5 stars with almost 1,000 reviews. So you know that your neighbors are utilizing Zero Res, and you know that your neighbors are liking the product that Zero Res and the cleanliness Zero Res gives you. I always say insanely clean carpets, and no one cleans like Zero Res. Well, one of the big things for Zero Res is they clean with powered water. No soap, no residue, no harsh chemicals, and that means it's safe for your family and your pets right away. Through March, here's your special. If you tell them you heard about them from The Zone and Dawn right here, they'll give you 3 rooms of carpet cleaned plus a free hallway, $109. That's it. Also, 15% off of air duct cleaning. Restrictions may apply. Give them a call at 615-535-9376. Book online easily at zeroresnashville.com. That's Zero Res. Spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean. And don't forget to ask about their air duct cleaning. You want a new car and you want it to be exactly how you want it. You don't want to settle for a different color leather or no sports package or something. Well, call Two Rivers Ford because they can give you exactly what you want. Go to tworiversford.com or call the non-commissioned sales team at Two Rivers Ford and they will custom order whatever vehicle you want for you. Let's say you want a new Ford Explorer XLT in carbonized gray with co-pilot assist. Everybody wants co-pilot assist, right? And you want to add the sports package to Rivers Ford. Give them a call. Go online. And at Two Rivers Ford, you can now custom order any new Ford, any color, any features. It's their new Built For You program. If you have a trade-in, by the way, don't forget Two Rivers Ford always has the max trade-in guarantee for you, too. There's a reason that Two Rivers Ford has been around for almost 40 years. That's because they make doing business easy. Their prices always honest and fair. And, of course, there's no pressure because their salespeople don't work on commission. Find out why Two Rivers Ford is the most trusted name in the business. Call them toll-free 800-900-1000. Go visit them in Mount Juliet by Providence or, of course, online, tworiversford.com. That's Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people.
So Slay has had today Thin Mints, peanut M&Ms, and pizza with chicken, mushrooms, beef, extra cheese, extra sauce. And he literally just said this before our mics went on. Man, this water is good.
No, it's phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. You left the pineapples off.
Oh, the pineapples, that's right.
That gives you, see, so listen, this is the thing. My combinations touch so many different parts of your soul. Reason being, in your taste, and I'm speaking of your taste bud souls, because No, it's serious. This is all serious. So you get the beef with snort too.
This isn't a funny matter.
That's a two. Yeah, this ain't. Yeah, this ain't. No, this
Snort
ain't.
doesn't count.
Yeah, this a did. That was a slow
breathing.
snort.
That was
No,
just breathing
dude, that was
heavy.
a slow snort.
Slow snort.
Ooh, excuse me.
See, this is what happens when you eat during the show.
Hey,
Hey,
guess
Coach
what?
Max said, you're not living in a
Like
frat
we
house over
said,
here.
just living in this frat house,
Hey.
empty pizza boxes around and everything.
So you know what a burp is like?
Yeah,
It's like
we just heard it.
it's like your taste buds refreshing
Okay.
and letting you know, woo, this is good.
That happens often with you.
Chicken, this flavor. The beef, you get the flavor. Then you get the mushrooms for the little funny texture that the mayor talks about. Then the extra cheese, extra sauce. The pineapple for the sweet. So it's like you remember the movie where they had the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They had the
Never saw it.
ending gums.
Wait, are you for real?
Dog, you got to stop this, dog. Like this is like,
You
come
never
on,
saw
dog.
Willy
You hadn't
Wonka
seen
and the
that one?
Chocolate
What
What were you
Charlie.
doing as a child?
I don't
saw
really,
that.
I don't really like Gene Hackman. Not Gene Hackman. Gene Wilder.
Like,
One of the
well,
Genes.
come on, Euro. It ain't even.
It's not even about the actor.
No.
Okay, well then you could have watched the Johnny Depp version.
Yeah.
I don't
Johnny
like
Depp
him either.
version's creepy.
He tried to buy a house over in Williamson County. He wanted to put a helicopter pad on top, and the neighborhood association said no.
Really?
Yeah, because he thought it was too far from the airport. This is what I heard.
Dude, that doesn't take away
Johnny.
from the fact that you've never seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Buddy of
still
mine, buddy of mine,
unacceptable.
No, like-
buddy of
Stop
mine
trying
lives
to
in,
divert.
Dude.
buddy of mine lives in this neighborhood. They were pretty proud of that.
That they told him no.
Oh my God.
He's weird.
We told
I wouldn't
we told
want him in my
Captain Jack,
neighborhood.
nope.
Man.
I
No.
did see Edward Scissorhands.
No, see, you're like, do you know how many life lessons you missed as a young kid growing up by not seeing Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
You had a grandfather that was laying in bed for decades and just miraculously decides to get up because he wants to go to a candy factory.
He had to support his grandson.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I understand the whole candy factory part of that, but
And you
No,
didn't read
it's-
the book either?
Yeah, listen. Hey, you
dude,
my,
I was
And he's
reading
never
my-
seen Finding Nemo.
dude, you my guy.
I'm not a Disney guy.
You my guy. And let me tell you where you going.
Who's not a Disney guy?
Babs, I'm about to tell him where you going.
To hell.
You know that little bus that I happened to get off of when Loyola Chicago lost in the first round? You right there at the bus stop. You right there at that bus stop. The
You're
bus
like
stop to hell,
stepping
boy.
on the first step.
You're like, dude,
I
oh,
ain't got time for all that.
boy, you ooh.
Lion King and
What? Hey, what? Hey, what? You better watch yourself. I'm telling you, hey, man, your life ain't right. Your life ain't right, yo. I'm telling you, man. You can't miss that stuff, man. Golly.
Slay went from calling me Brent to calling me Mayor to calling me Mayoral to calling me Yoral. That's where we are.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
That's right.
Would you give up
Dang.
5 draft picks for a non-quarterback? I'm telling you, man, this Tyreek Hill deal, the Dolphins, who don't have a quarterback that can throw it down the field. Maybe that's why they need Tyreek Hill to
To prove that?
catch like an 8-yard pass
prove
and
it,
then
right.
just go all over it, like
Dude,
video game
though.
that thing.
See, my thought was because they've shored up their offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have Tyreek Hill. Like, is this, I don't know, is
You
this
can't
like
throw it
front
down the field,
office
man.
saying, hey, here you go.
It's your chance.
We've done everything to give you an opportunity to succeed. And if you can't do it with this around you, moving on.
Hey, man.
You know?
I mean, the previous staff knew what he was and almost got rid of him, remember?
Yeah.
But then he'd start to win games. So then you're like locked in. And then the Titans play him. You start to do research and you're looking at the numbers and the guy is so sporadic throwing the ball deep that he just didn't do it. Now,
Right.
in the Titans game, they went against their own game plan, their typical game plan, and did try to throw it deep. And, he connects on a couple, but, I mean, he's throwing picks. The ball is way errant. But for Tua is the guy in the company that's on the way out, but then a new boss comes in,
It's a good
and so he
chance.
gets a new opportunity. Like, this guy's like, well, I want to evaluate you myself. That's where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got this mad scientist dude that looks like he was in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as head coach.
Who's fascinating to listen to.
Yeah.
It's crazy, this dude.
And so was Wonka.
Yeah.
He was fascinating to listen to. But
Didn't know anything about
who
that.
really won? Who won in that trade? Kansas City, right? No question. Or
I mean,
No question, Kansas City. Because
With
now
they didn't have a choice.
right.
Like they had to do something.
But did they only win because of what is at quarterback in Miami? In Tua? Because I think we trust in, well, I don't know if we all trust in him, but we know Doug Peterson to be a good guy to scheme, right? Offensive friendly.
I just think that Kansas City, big picture, won the trade. Like long term, they won the trade because they couldn't pay him, right? But to get 5 draft picks for a non-quarterback, that is outrageous. So this year they get a first, a second, and a 4th.
And you still have to do a new deal for him and pay him.
Right.
Which is 4-year extension, $120 million, 72 guaranteed.
Ooh.
Which, to Dawn's point, that's exactly right. Because if it doesn't work, Tua is the first man out.
You got to go.
First man out.
Peace.
So the Dolphins probably will dive into this quarterback group. And again, like, their odds are, even though everybody's saying this is not a good group, odds are there's going to be 1 or 2 of these dudes that can play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you got to figure out which one it is.
Yep.
And that's why I think clearly the Titans are at all these quarterback workouts to do their due diligence and see if there is a guy that they like, that they can bring in and that they can develop. I haven't seen much on my guy Bailey Zappi, though. That's my guy up at Hilltopper World.
Exactly. Hold on.
Scheme, Mayor. Scheme. Got to check scheme. Hey, so your question, would you trade 5 draft picks for a non-quarterback, for a wide receiver? My answer is no if my quarterback is Tua.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm not doing it, dude. I mean, that's a whole lot of draft. Remember when draft capital meant everything in the NFL?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're starting to throw around these draft picks like they're NBA teams.
That's the big ticket. To pass that golden ticket around. What do the Titans have a player worth 5 picks?
No.
King Henry not worth 5? 3.
Definitely not that position.
That position's just not valued because,
Right.
and you've got Derrick Henry coming off an injury. So what is he now?
Right.
I mean, is he the same guy?
He wasn't in the playoffs.
That's true. More of this. Your phone calls when we come back. Cousin Danny, Gator Mike, 615-737-1045.
The Home Loan Expert just had an amazing contest out there against the corporate lenders, 93-19. Now, Coach, what are your thoughts?
Today we put it all on the court. Great work, great loan options. All that hard work paid off for us.
Darius, amazing performance. You were getting rates that nobody else could touch. How'd you do it?
Honestly, we're really coming together as a team, and our process is always streamlined. That's why we take 21 days to close.
Coach, any final thoughts?
Go with the lender who's outplaying the rest. Get started today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Y'all, I know it's going to get cold later tonight, but this morning I know it already kind of is, huh? This morning, though, I woke up and it was sunny and it's beautiful. And maybe you are getting excited about spring and getting excited about getting your backyard all set up. And if you're like me, you need new outdoor furniture. I want to tell you about Graham's Living, Tennessee's premier source for luxury outdoor living, stylish hardware, and on-trend lighting. We just put a pool in our backyard and needed some outdoor furniture. I always knew Graham's Living because I got my lighting there 15 years ago when I first moved to town for my townhouse, and they also offer outdoor furniture, and it's amazing. They have a huge selection of inventory in stock, ready to ship items too, which means they are the ideal destination for all of your outdoor furnishing needs and all of your home lighting too, by the way. You walk into the showroom, gorgeous display of lighting fixtures and unique home furnishings in every single style, whatever you want. And they have been amazing to work with. Graham's Living, Tennessee's premier source. Trust them to make your home vision a reality. If you're building or remodeling your home, your backyard, pool, do yourself a favor and stop by Graham's Living. 244 Cool Springs Boulevard. It's in Franklin, Tennessee. Visit the showroom. Treat yourself to the Graham's Living experience. Need cash for your home improvement project, or maybe you want to finally be credit card debt free? How does a check for 80 or 90 grand sound? Loan Pronto can do it for you, whether you have a VA loan or a conventional loan. They're helping lots of local homeowners convert their home equity into cash with zero closing costs. Your home value is way up in this area, and Loan Pronto can help you get into the equity, get the cash you need, pay off high interest loans, start a home remodel project. By the way, veteran homeowners are really loving this because with a VA loan, you can tap 100% of your home's equity, and that is a ton of cash. Loan Pronto's all digital process makes it fast and easy. I know because that's how I did it. LoanPronto.com. They're doing loans with APRs in the twos, and if you call now, you could even skip your next 2 house payments. Call and see what your options are. LoanPronto.com, 615-499-5780. That's 499-5780. LoanPronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. Not all loans apply.
Good afternoon. I am Joe Honk, and Kevin Byard continues to restructure his contract to help out the Titans. This time, the Titans have converted $10.9 million of his base salary into a signing bonus. So what's that do with the cap space? That means that the Titans now have $8.7 million more dollars in that cap space. Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime officially has their crew. It will be Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. And the big news in the NFL today is the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs have traded wide receiver Tyree Hill to the Miami Dolphins for 5 draft picks. First 3 of those will be coming in this year's upcoming NFL draft. They're going to get a first round pick, second round pick, as well as a 4th round pick in the 2022 draft and a 4th and 6th round pick in the 2023 draft. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, beautiful day. Well, it's clouding up now. It's a little chilly out there. Any day it's not raining, it's butt off outside, I'm just going to say it's a beautiful day. Is that cool with you, Davenport?
Sure. It's about to rain, I think.
Is it?
I'm looking at clouds right over your shoulder.
Staff meteorologist Don Davenport
That's right.
on this.
That's right.
Man, I'm slipping. I'm just going to let somebody just take my job. It's amazing.
Watch out now.
Go to spring break, and all hell breaks loose. Joe Hunt producing the show. What up, Hunt?
Sup?
Coming up in just a little bit, Todd Fuhrman at 4:30. We'll go through the Sweet 16. By the way, people coming at Slay in the chat.
What is that?
Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch.
Twitch, please.
You can watch the show there. Gregory says, go blue, Ron Slay. Talking about Michigan. I'm telling you, man, I was driving through my neighborhood this morning. I see all these Michigan flags out.
Listen.
Number one, before you get into your little Michigan rant,
Yeah.
how in the world that team lose 14 games this year? That same team that I watched over the weekend.
Because they're really young.
Man.
They're really young, dude.
That 7-1 dude just.
And then you rely on it. And playing in the Big. So the Big Ten is the only place where big men still roam. You know
It's
what
like
I'm
an
saying?
enchanted forest.
Like it is,
Jurassic
dude. Like,
Park.
it is, dude. I'm telling you, like
Jurassic Park, yeah.
look at every team. If you ain't got a big man, I mean a real big man, 7-footer, you're not gonna last in the. You're not gonna last in the Big Ten. Excuse me.
You have been quite an adventure today.
Yeah, I'm out here.
Can't wait to see him try to run a 40 while burping the whole time.
I'm outside. But I'm
Did you eat that entire pizza yet?
Oh, it's gone.
The whole thing's gone.
Whole piece of gone.
You're feeling good about your bet, aren't you?
Yes.
For those that don't know, Dawn and Slay have a bet that Slay thinks he can run a 40 in 5 flat or less.
Thinks.
He actually said
Yeah,
4.8, but
No, I said 4.9.
Oh, whatever.
I said 4.8 in my heyday.
But it turned
he
into
can't do
5
4.8
flat.
or 4.9 or nothing under 5.
Keep this up, Don's going to order him another pizza.
I know.
And I eat it.
I just gave him peanut M&Ms too.
And I eat them too.
Pushing on over.
Guess what? This is what I'm telling y'all.
Okay.
When you are a front runner, it's known to man. Everyone can see it, people. So always cheer for your team from the beginning through the bad times and the good times. When they finally win, I don't need to see flags hanging outside your little doors at home, all putting little flags on your little cars. Don't do that. If you ain't been doing it, don't do it. There are all these little people coming out the woodwork, Michigan go blue. Y'all ain't, come on, man. Y'all sit on down, man. Take that stuff back up north, man. We ain't got time for that down here. You feel me? I'm always repping Vols every single time. You hear me?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. And I know we've been garbage. Yeah, it's cool. Everybody know we've been garbage.
Garbage.
Everybody know we've been garbage. That's right. But we back. And I told y'all, just hang on. So, yeah, man. Forget
That's your
little go
proclamation of the day that
Yeah.
Tennessee football is back.
I mean, hey.
We did see a story today. I forget where, but it was rolling around social media. Anyway, somebody wrote a story about how Hendon Hooker will be statistically one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the SEC this year, which
By
I
the
think's
way,
probably
spring practice,
true.
yeah.
I got
That's
some-
started.
I got an announcement coming up soon, too.
Did you have a perfect practice?
You can't. Never in my life. Yeah, my last practice, that was the perfect practice because it
was your last?
I couldn't do nothing else. It was over. Party was over.
Did you know it was over? Your last practice?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
See, that's what I'm telling you, man. Like, to be able to walk out of sports on your own terms,
That's right.
it's special. Like,
Usually
you-
sports quits you.
Yeah, man. You don't get, yeah, man. Like, I wasn't
Yeah.
ready to retire.
How about the tennis player that retired as number 1? She just said peace.
That's cold. That's cold-blooded right there.
I don't know how you do that.
Man, that's so tough.
Barry
I could
Sanders,
never. I couldn't leave something that I was at the
Where you
top
still
of my
have
game.
more.
Top?
Like Barry Sanders had more, Megatron had more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Megatron
Goodness
big time.
gracious,
But
man.
see, football is different to me because of the physical,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe that's part of it. But she didn't have an injury or anything
Right.
coming off of that. But like football is different to me because of the hits that you take. Like I can see leaving that sport early,
little early.
before it leaves you
Right.
because you want a future and you
Yeah.
want to make sure that your body is healthier if you have a family and that you can spend time with your kids. I get that.
Right. That's
But shoot, tennis, you can play forever.
Because you can golf as well.
Yep.
And that is a grind of a sport, too, boy.
Tennis.
I just went and hit with my 15-year-old last weekend.
real
Well, I
life.
felt like I got hit by a truck. We played one set.
It's real out there, bro, on that tennis court.
I
That ball
know.
come fast, too.
And they're starting and stopping and all those things. 615-737-1045. Tyree Hill to the Dolphins, the big story of the day. 5 draft picks, 3 in this draft. Would you give up 5 draft picks for a non-quarterback? Cousin Danny in the borough. Danny, what's up, man?
Hey, what up, guys? So, no, to answer your question, I
Yeah.
would not. Certainly would not do that. And I'm looking at what the Dolphins are doing, and they had a fantastic signing with Teron Armstead. I mean, you talk
Agreed.
about one of, if not the best left tackles in the game, and that's a position that the Dolphins have had historical issues at, right? Big problems with their quarterbacks in the recent past not having the big guy on the left side to help them. So that helps Tua. These receivers that they're bringing in, huge helps to Tua. But what I see is I see a mirror image of exactly what the Cleveland Browns did for Baker Mayfield in 2019, and it didn't do much for the Browns. They won a playoff game, but they played well above their quarterback's potential and talent level, and that's what the Dolphins are going to have to do to win in the playoffs, right? This is what teams do when they have a quarterback that's good enough to win games but not win championships. They surround him with obscene amounts of talent to try to raise him up to that level. The Titans tried to do it with Tannehill. It didn't work. The Browns tried to do it with Baker. It did not work. Now the Dolphins are trying to do it with Tua, and I just don't see it working.
It's not going to work.
I really don't.
No, Danny,
I don't.
you're right on
And-
point there, I think.
Appreciate
Maybe.
that.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
one more thing real quick.
yeah.
No, go ahead, then. No.
No, you're good.
No, you're
I was
good.
gonna say
Go.
real quick yesterday, I had to drop off because you guys had a guest come on, but just wanted to touch real quick on you saying you felt like the Bengals were going to take a step back this coming season. I wanted to push back on that a little bit because all last year I heard every single person throughout the end of the regular season and the postseason saying that the Bengals were playing 1 year ahead of schedule, and all the Bengals have done this offseason is signed 3 of the 7 best offensive lineman free agents, re-signed 2 of their best defensive free agents, brought in a first-round tight end on a free agent deal, and made their team better all the way around without losing a single piece that helped get them to the Super Bowl. The Bengals will be back in a big way.
Fair point. Thank you, Danny. I just think, man, the AFC North is tough and physical and all of those things. And I think with the Bengals, from what I hear around the league, coach isn't very good. Now, that's quite a statement when you consider the fact that that team was in the Super Bowl. But to Slay's point about the Bengals, and I think he was right on it when you evaluated what happened with them, they got hot.
Mm-hmm.
And you get hot with a
all that
great
matter.
young quarterback.
All that matter. You can have the greatest team to go out of there and play. Look at the Patriots when they had Moss in them. Like, nobody expected them to lose. All it takes is one turn. Catch a hot team.
By the way, did you see Collins that they signed on that offensive line? His text to Joey B. Your bodyguard is now here. Nobody's touching you.
You know, it's interesting.
real.
He mentioned Baker Mayfield, and that is an interesting story that is developing there because that guy doesn't have a home all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough.
I mean, there was
Like-
rumored interest in Pittsburgh, but evidently that was coming from somebody in Cleveland, nobody in Pittsburgh. And then yesterday the story was Carolina and Baker both agreed to not go down that path.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, so I mean,
I think just hanging in limbo, man. Like that's
and it's
wild.
unfortunate. Honestly, I'm not a Baker Mayfield guy, but it is unfortunate because he was dealing with an injury last year that should have he should have had surgery, but he played through
Right. You should
it
have
in a contract year.
What do vets always tell the young guys? Don't
Yeah.
try and play through an injury because you don't heal
Hero ball,
and you
don't do
get
it.
zero
You devalue
credit
yourself.
for it.
Yeah,
You
you
devalue
devalue
yourself.
And we as
Basically,
fans-
that's a selfish thing to not play through an injury
Yep.
is how it's brought to you. But this is a perfect example of
But
it.
we as fans love that warrior mentality.
Without
Right.
question.
Because I think we think that we would play through anything
Yep.
just because of how much we would love for that opportunity, right, as
Yep.
fans. But you're right in terms of the big picture of you and that narrow window where you can make money, big money,
And that's
generationally changing money.
That's
And
the
you
bad
risk
thing,
it.
dude. That's the bad thing because the management and teams will pit the player against the fans and make the fans' voice heard louder where they're saying, man, come on, man, just fight for us. What is it about the team that you love so much? Show us your heart. And then when you go out there and the season is over, when you get to the negotiating table, one thing that no club, no team, no franchise ever understands is, man, look at what I did for you. Nobody understands that. I done been through it twice. They do not understand. I don't care. I fought back from back injury to get back to the season for the simple fact of, man, I got to play for this contract next year. Damn the team. I love the fans, all that. Man, let me put something on paper so you can see what I did. Because they don't care about you. Hey, man, well, that's an ugly. That's an ugly world, boy. Fans will never understand it either. I promise you.
615-737-1045. Gator Mike leads us off when we come back. Vanderbilt loses in the NIT. Good run there for Jerry Stackhouse and the guys. They lose 75-73. Xavier went at them on Twitter. Also, was that Scottie Pippen's last game? Looking through NBADraft.net at their mock 2-round draft, I'll tell you where Scottie Pippen is and take more of your phone calls when we come back. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. High interest rate credit cards starting to build up? Is it time to make some home remodeling projects a reality? Well, our average client received over $54,000 with a simple cash out refinance. What would you do with an extra $54,000? Let's get the process started today. Apply online at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply, that's who you need to contact about getting your lawn in shape this spring for the spring and summer. DigginsSupply.com is the website. Trey Hartsook is here to explain to you what they have going on at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. Trey, what's up?
Bro, what's going on, man? Hey, dude, like you said, what we got going on, it's a lot, right? So Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply, always talking about turf on here. And I think what's really cool about us is whether you got 0.3 of an acre, 33 acres, we can get you what you need as far as the turf plan goes, get you back green. Because right now, everybody that's got the PTT going up, planted in the fall, is growing good, looking good. They're continuing to build on that, right? And that's the great thing about turf is you got to keep working at it, making sure it looks good. It's like a baby, so you got to raise it from an infant seed up to looking good, lush turf. We can do that for you at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. Also, bro, I'm going to tell you what's going on right now, too. Really busy with equipment stuff coming in, service, sales, all that good stuff going on. So if you want to get a new lawnmower, maybe you've been putting it off a couple years, this is the year to do it. Got a lot of really cool stuff going on, really cool Toro models as well, doing the 0 for 48 months finance as well. So if you want to do that, let them pay you to take the mower. So that's kind of what we got going on at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. Stop in and see us. Conveniently located all in Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Cool Springs, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lawnmower, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DigginsSupply.com.
Man, it's about time in Bristol, and you need to head on up there. The Food City Dirt Race is back, and this year it is at night, baby. Saturdays are for racing. Catch a day full of heat qualifying, followed by the Pinty's Truck Race on dirt on Saturday, April 16th, for as low as $35, and the kids are free. That is important for that Saturday night dirt race. It is a dirt night race at Bristol, baby. The Food City Dirt Race returns to Bristol on Sunday, April 17th. So you've got the dirt race on Saturday, April 16th, the dirt race on Sunday, April 17th at night. Kids 12 and under on Sunday are only $10. It's time to get dirty again. The Pinty's Truck Race on dirt and Food City Dirt Race are returning to Bristol Motor Speedway, but this year they are at night. What's better than some dirt racing under the lights at Bristol? Bristol is an absolute spectacular venue. You walk in and it's like a kind of moment when you see how massive this place is, and and the racing and the rubbing and the racing and all of those things going on, and you incorporate dirt into the mix, it's going to be fun. It's Bristol, baby. Town 104.5 The Zone. Middle Tennessee and UNC Wilmington in the CBI Championship. Middle leading 12-10. 10:43 to go first half.
Okay.
In Daytona, Florida.
Who's UNCW's head coach now?
He looked familiar.
Looks like Chris Ferguson. Remember him?
I do remember Ferg. Ferg Mania. Well, you talking about sell a castle in the sky?
Oh, my gosh. Sand in the desert?
Woo! people wondering, man, like, how'd y'all get all that talent up there at UT? Coach Ferguson. Well, Lord have mercy, boy.
35 years old. Takeo
What's his last name?
Siddle.
Huh.
Siddle. He looked for me. I don't know that name, though.
Speaking of that, real quick, Mississippi State hired Chris Jans, $2.4 million in year one.
Now, where is he from?
New Mexico State.
Oh, they just got put out the tournament. They played well, though. Played really well. Man, it's going
Missouri hires Dennis Gates. It's like, is that the black guy at Cleveland State? I was like, yeah.
Got him.
I had to look it up, though.
Yeah, but I was right.
I was going to say, I had no idea who that was.
He played at Cal. That's the weird thing. Like, Missouri keeps going Cal.
They like it.
Gonzo came from Cal?
What is this New Mexico State to Mississippi State?
That's going to be an adventure.
I would think the recruiting is a little bit easier. I would think the Mississippi State recruiting has been the same since Stansbury left.
Now,
they've gotten some guys, but
you want to talk about a guy that used to go after people.
He go get them. Oh, my God. Just imagine the people that he didn't get. Corleone Young, Jonathan Bender, all the guys that bolted straight to the
Went
NBAs.
to the NBA, yep.
I said NBAs. Like, there's a lot of NBAs out there.
Stansbury's up at Western doing good things.
Yes, he is.
And I remember, doesn't he have like 11D kids?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
They came down to SEC Media Days or something one time, and his wife was there with like all of these kids. And I'm like, wow.
I know
impressive.
Louisville can thank Western Kentucky. That's part of the reason they got rid of Chris Mack.
We'll get back to we'll get to Vanderbilt here in a second, but Gator Mike has been on hold. Mike, what's up? How are you, bro?
Yeah, don't forget Todd Golden in Florida too, Brent. Let's reiterate that one again.
Bruce Pearl, okay.
That's right.
I can't wait to say
real
this.
quickly on a couple of NFL things, since we were on hold, I heard different topics. You know, the one retirement early that surprised me, and Dawn talked about this way back even when she was sportscasting, was Patrick Willis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember, he was
from Brewston, Tennessee.
Everybody was like, what? Yep. And then you're talking about, is any running back worth 5 draft picks? Well, it's funny, we were talking about that today at work, was like, the Cowboys learned that lesson the hard way by paying Zeke. It's like that position, you don't pay that kind of money or give up that many draft picks.
Unless it's Derrick Henry. Like, Derrick Henry was the outlier to me in that whole discussion. And I mean.
Yeah, but like Don said, with his injuries and stuff this year, we didn't make the playoffs.
No. I mean, you couldn't do it now. But when they did sign him to the contract that they signed him, he was kind of the outlier to me.
Right. Okay, but now the real reason I called Brent.
Okay.
Do you remember back in the overtime days where I told the story where I had never seen The Godfather, right?
Now that blows my mind. It's one thing for the Disney movies, but this is the 50-year anniversary of Godfather. You need to see it.
Gator Mike.
I know, but Brent, you as a father, you're depriving your kids of Disney?
Well, just because I haven't seen Disney movies doesn't mean they haven't seen Disney movies.
Who do they watch it with, Mom?
Themselves.
Stepping up and teach them the Disney movies and stuff, right? Because otherwise, I don't want to see you go to Disney, Brent, your kids go, oh, Toy Story Land. What is that, Brent?
No, what's funny is, like, I know. I've seen Toy Story 1. I haven't seen any other one. What's funny about that is Josh Gad, who was the voice in Frozen, right? Like, we interviewed him at the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah. I had never seen Frozen. And I'm sitting here interviewing this. No.
Yeah.
My son's on a Frozen kick right now.
Great thing as always. Just wanted to holler at you, and, always a good job, Ryan.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Gator Mike.
Mike had some weird things going on with his phone right there.
Yeah.
He's going in and out, huh?
Must have had, like, green bubbles going.
Patrick Willis only played 8 years.
That dude.
That's tough, man.
All with the Niners, yeah.
A dog. A dog,
out
boy.
of Ole Miss. Brewston, Tennessee, man.
Yes, sir.
Straight up dog.
The OG.
He was as close to, like, in terms of college linebacker, he was as close to Al Wilson as I could think of.
Yeah.
And Gerard Mayo was kind of like that.
Yes, indeed.
He ran a 4.51 Slay.
But he a different dog. You know what I mean?
Could he eat an entire medium pizza and then run a 4.51?
Doubt it. Only me and Charles Barkley can do that.
Wait, you're saying you could run a 4.51 now after eating that pizza?
Only me and Charles Barkley can do that.
Yeah.
About about all these Capital One?
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Babs, what's up with all this all this after the fact, you know what I mean? After I make my comments.
Shade?
Yeah. Just the little.
I just like giving you a hard time because this is the reaction I get. There's no way in hell that you're running under a 5.
Hey, man.
She does throw like random shade at
She
you.
do.
Like, it's in sound effects, right?
And
like
I always let enough of them go.
Yeah, it's not words. It's just sounds that come out.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because she ain't saying nothing. It's just.
She's like an eclipse. By the way, when the eclipse happened, wasn't that literally like your first day?
Yeah.
And we went on the roof and watched the eclipse?
It was my first day. It popped up in my memories
Wow.
a while ago. Yeah, my very first day was the solar eclipse, and we were all on the roof.
We were. That's kind of a scary place to be, the roof of this building.
The roof of this building. Well, first of all, it was terrifying to even get up there.
Yeah, and then they terrified
to
everybody.
Climb out of it.
Don't look at the eclipse. You'll never have your eyesight back.
I was scared that I was going to be blinded.
They was selling
forever.
sunglasses, right?
Yeah.
Blinded
we
by
had
the
our
light.
Plastic ones.
People scamming, boy.
All right, let's go to Jerry in Nashville. Jerry, what's up?
What's going on?
How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Is that Blaine's in there, ain't he? Blaine?
No, Blaine is rolling around town. Checking on
Okay,
Instagram.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
no.
apologize.
He's off at 3.
Hey, I called in because I am a Dolphins fan, so you guys know. So I'm not just, so you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
I do hope it works out.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. People are comparing it to the Baker Mayfield, the Ryan. You got Ryan this, and you got Baker that. It didn't work out for them. Trust me, Freddie Kitchens is not Mike McDaniel. I mean, we're not talking about people that install water heaters and make sub sandwiches here determine if somebody's going to be good on a football team. We're talking about all throughout the league and through the players, through the whole league now, not water heater guys, calls this guy a genius. Okay? So there's so many layers.
I've heard that from people around the league. And I'm glad you brought that up real quick because we don't talk to water heater guy necessarily to get our football takes. We do talk to people in the league. No,
There's
I know.
more to it. There's a lot of layers to this, really, if you have time to talk about it. But I'm not trying to take up time. You probably never hear from me again in my life. But I'm just saying, I think people are sleeping. I think one dude him say was a running back. Give me a break, man. He catches the freaking ball. The freaking ball.
Oh, hello. Okay. Goodbye. See you, Jerry. That might be the last time we hear from you, honestly.
He knew it.
Did that to yourself. How do you get that worked up over a trade?
But, I think when you give away 5 picks like that and you put all of this on the shoulders of a guy like Tua, it gets interesting and you get worked up like this because I think it's win now.
I promise you. We've all been doing this a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know people around the league. We talk to them about things that go on.
That was the weirdest call we've ever had.
When we tell you that Marcus Mariota isn't the long-term answer at quarterback because he has deficiencies in terms of what he sees down the field, that's not just me going to Subway and figuring that out.
Okay, so I missed the whole thing right then. I thought he was saying like Freddie Kitchens was doing water heaters or something. So I missed all of that. That's why I started laughing. Was he saying we were getting information?
He was saying that you.
No, I think he was saying like like people that call in that have opinions and blah blah
blah. Okay. So man,
I gotcha.
Listen,
this is a free speech kind of situation.
It is
here.
without question.
Unless you drop the F-bomb and then your free speech on this radio show is gone.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that'll cost you. Todd Fuhrman joins us from Sin City. Todd, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing well, but if I know I could have been dropping F-bombs on this program for the last 10 years, things would have gotten a lot crazier at 4:30 every Wednesday afternoon.
Todd.
How much better are the Miami Dolphins with Tyree Hill at wide receiver?
They are much better, but the Dolphins are doing it backwards. Normally you try and identify who the franchise quarterback is going to be, and then you give him the weapons and the offensive line to keep him intact. I wonder if the Dolphins are trying to give Tua every weapon so there are no excuses and they can figure out the direction they need to go. But I'm a little bit apprehensive, guys. I know Tyreek Hill is a speedster and he is a game changer, but when you're spending that kind of money on a weapon whose primary scare tactic to put in opposing defenses is speed, he's no spring chicken, and I'm not quite sure this deal will pay dividends unless they win in the first couple of seasons.
If you're new to the Todd Fuhrman segments, we talk point spreads with Todd, we talk futures with Todd, and Todd, we talked, you mentioned 10 years, it's actually been 12 since January of 2010
Get it right, Todd.
that you've been on this show.
That's a long time, man. Oh man, I think Slay was busy losing SEC home games back about that point.
Wow.
I mean, just straight.
Just freaking swinging.
But guess what, though? Todd knew he better get me because I was so about to come after him.
That's hilarious. I say that to say this. You've consistently talked about like the difference that quarterbacks make in win totals, projected win totals, and point spreads and things like that. What does a wide receiver do? Like, where do we go with Miami's win total in 2022?
It changes the perception of the Dolphins more than anything else. And I'll make the claim that Terron Armstead is as valuable an addition they made this off-season to try and fortify that offensive line as what Tyree Hill can do. But the other thing about this is this kind of fell into the Dolphins' lap. And the reason I say that, there's no way Miami tries to bring in Cedric Wilson if they think they have the opportunity to get Tyree Hill 7 to 10 days ago. And to put things in perspective, if you wonder what it's done to the Dolphins' futures odds, they're still 22-1 to win the AFC, and that puts them behind the Titans, the Colts, the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens, the Broncos, and of course the front runners. The bigger surprise for me, guys, is you haven't seen sportsbooks drop the Kansas City Chiefs down. I think it's a bigger loss for what Kansas City wants to do offensively than it is a gain for what Miami can do going forward.
See, and that's interesting because that changes how you defend Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Agree completely. And suddenly now when you look at Kansas City, Mecole Hardman has to take the next step in his development, a guy the Chiefs have been waiting to break out ever since they drafted the speedster out of Georgia, and your possession receiver underneath is Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, if TikToks that Juju does off the field with Jackson Mahomes count for 7 points, the Chiefs are clearly the leader in the clubhouse and a team that I'm not going to want to face any single Sunday.
All right, Todd, I'm bringing this up. Had a conversation over text with you about it. Slay is a Matt Ryan hater. I mean, like pure Matt Ryan hater. But by numbers, how much better does this move make the Colts?
It makes them a little bit better. I won't say it's a substantial upgrade by any stretch of the imagination from the team that they had 2 years ago with Phillip Rivers. I think it puts them on that level. But the difference between Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz is that Matt Ryan isn't going to cost you football games at this point in his career. He may not win them, but when you look at the way Indianapolis cratered down the stretch, Wentz couldn't even make some of the most basic throws. And I think Ryan, given the extensive experience he has and the pedigree, will understand exactly what it's going to take with a team that's a run-first offense. They're going to lean on Jonathan Taylor. We'll see how their defense performs without the defensive coordinator. As far as the numbers, the Titans were short favorites to win the division, right around plus 115-ish. The Colts were right around plus 130. Those numbers are now on equal footing. You're looking at Tennessee plus $1.20, Indy plus $1.20 as well at FanDuel, and the Colts saw their odds to win the Super Bowl go from 30-1 down to 25. I think it's an interesting move, but Indianapolis still has some questions as far as some of their playmakers are concerned. Michael Pittman is a true number one, but I don't see a reliable number two receiver that's going to put a lot of fear into the rest of the division. The team, honestly, Dawn, that's quietly seen their odds shorten, and I'm not quite sure what they're going to look like, has been the Jacksonville Jaguars, who opened up at 10-1 to win the AFC South when numbers were first posted. That price is down to 6-1. We'll see if all of their off-season spending spree pays dividends when they actually start playing football for real in early September.
You know what I took away from all that? There's value in the Titans.
No question.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, Brent, and it has always been that case. I will say for the Titans, I actually like the move quite a bit to go out and acquire Robert Woods, because Woods is a great number two receiver that I think will provide a complementary skill set to what you already have in A.J. Brown. And the most underrated portion of Robert Woods' game is his willingness to get involved in the run game, to get out on the edge and block. And I think when you have a back as talented as Derrick Henry and an offensive line that has some shuffling pieces, that's really where Woods can add some value. And while it's lost on fantasy players, it shouldn't be lost on football fans.
How much does schedule affect the AFC South discussion? Cousin Danny wanted to know Indy not playing the divisional champ schedule.
It plays a massive role. Schedule is the single biggest differentiating factor when you're looking at win totals, when you're trying to extract a little bit of value in the futures market. And it's not just the opponents that you play, since we know what these 17-game schedules are going to look like. It can be when you play these teams. Do you have to go in a cold weather climate in late November, early December? Will you have 3 road games in a row? What will your short week look like, or who will you play coming out of a bye? All of those factors have a mathematical quantitative component that we'll build into our models, and it impacts quite a bit as far as what the win totals are going to do. And it's the main reason why sportsbooks are willing to put up win totals even before the schedule comes out, because they know most professional bettors, unless they make an egregious mistake, aren't going to take substantial positions.
What do you love in the Sweet 16?
The game that I like and I bet early on, I laid 8.5 with Gonzaga against Arkansas. I think the SEC is unfortunately showing some of its true colors. And the one takeaway that I have is a lot of these SEC teams struggle to shoot the basketball well. Arkansas kind of fits that mold. And when you look at how they performed against New Mexico State, 14 made field goals in that game, 22 made free throws. J.D. Note has dealt with a lot of foul trouble, and while a lot of people have said Gonzaga might be vulnerable because they had to erase a halftime deficit against Memphis and they looked sluggish against Georgia State, I think they showed some toughness battling back. Drew Timme and Chet Holmgren are a tough out as far as getting buckets in the middle. Arkansas a little bit undersized, and the one way you can beat Gonzaga is by spacing them out and knocking down shots from the outside. That hasn't been Arkansas's trademark. They want to get you in a frenetic pace. They want to turn you over, but Gonzaga 14 turnovers through the first 2 tournament games. They're top 30 in the country in that department, and I really believe that Gonzaga has way too many playmakers on the offensive end to allow Arkansas to hang around. I think Gonzaga wins comfortably by double digits.
Duke and underdog to Texas Tech. You surprised by that?
Not surprised, but disappointed, unfortunately, because years ago when we'd be doing this, honestly, you'd see Duke, based on virtue of the name cachet and the seed number, probably open as a 2-point favorite, and we would have had the opportunity to bet a Texas Tech team at a much more advantageous price. Unfortunately, with a lot of the analytics sites leveling the playing field and giving recreational bettors access to information, that wasn't the case years ago. You see sportsbooks willing to take a position. They open Texas Tech at 1, and this is a number that hasn't budged. Yeah. I think it'll be fascinating when the public gets involved in this game on Friday night, Thursday night, knowing it's one of the later tip-offs. Will it be able to tip the scales? Because it doesn't take a ton of money to take Duke from +1 down to pick 'em, and you see books kind of hedging their bets a little bit because despite Texas Tech being a 1-point favorite, they're only -115 on the money line. And it goes without saying, guys, and Slay, I'm sure you could defend this statement. This boils down to officiating. If Duke gets a lot of the ticky-tack calls, their NBA-caliber athletes are going to be able to operate more in a pro-style game. If the officials let these teams play, I think Mark Adams' team is going to drag them into the gutter and try and turn this thing into a street fight.
Go ahead.
That's why I found it interesting about that Arkansas and Gonzaga game, because I thought Memphis got outside of all of the games taking place in the Big Dance. The officiating was totally different in that game versus Gonzaga.
Well, here's the thing about Memphis, and what I think is so interesting about the Tigers. We had Memphis power rated as a top 3 team in the country over the last 6 weeks or so. Once Emily Bates got injured, this team started to play like a much more cohesive group. You could see Penny Hardaway getting through to these guys, and we know the level and caliber of NBA talent. I really don't believe Arkansas has that level of playmaker on their roster. I know they've been great during the course of SEC play, and when you look at how they've performed, this is a team that's 17-3 down the stretch. But the one team that gave them a lot of trouble in the 3 meetings against them was Texas A&M. Don't think Mark Few won't try and do a lot of the things that Buzz Williams was able to do to execute accordingly. And I really believe unless Arkansas is knocking down those 16 to 18-foot jumpers, they're going to be hard-pressed to get inside, especially against some of the bigs at Gonzaga that are amongst the best in the country in terms of blocking shots and altering your ability to get in the paint.
The man behind the Bet the Board podcast, at Todd Fuhrman on Twitter. Thank you, Todd. Good stuff, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, always a pleasure, guys. And Slay, I'm sorry you didn't have a chance to get your shots, and you'll have an extra 7 days to prepare your best material and come out firing next Wednesday.
You got lucky today, boy. You got lucky.
At Todd Fuhrman on Twitter. See you, buddy. When we come back.
You come out firing, and then you can't get it. You come out on the offensive.
I should have got him.
No, he stormed the gate.
Hey, I was ready to. I've been waiting since he tweeted earlier today.
Yeah, he did. He tweeted at Slay and I, and all Tennessee fans, basically.
Right.
Vandy and Xavier, we'll talk about that when we come back. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Buddy a la Carpet 1, that's where you need to go if you're thinking about that new flooring project. And if you're not thinking about it, maybe you should. And your home will be transformed into something spectacular. And you'll be able to get it done with my friends at Buddy Allen Carpet One in Donaldson, locally owned and operated by the Allen family for more than 55 years. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are in the store every day, and they'll be there for every bit of the process, including the installation. Again, in Donaldson, 2405 Lebanon Pike, 615-883-3289, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, that's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Maybe you're thinking about a new car, truck, SUV, or Jeep. Maybe you're thinking about a pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or Jeep. If you are thinking about one of these things, make sure you include my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in the process. If you're out there looking around, go see my friends at Gupton in Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville, 24 west to exit 35. Straight shot, 3450 Tom Austin Highway, again in Springfield, Tennessee. Go take your test drive, ask your questions. They'll have the answers for you, and they'll get you in the vehicle that's right for you. That's the only goal that you have. That's the only goal that they have. There will be no pressure at all. You'll go inside. They'll help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. The best car buying experience you've ever had. Again, whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, go see my friends at Gupton. GuptonMotors.com is the website. The entire inventory is there. All of the dealership information is there as well. That's GuptonMotors.com. Again, Gupton, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. 3HL 104.5, The Zone. Hit up Todd Fuhrman at Todd Fuhrman. Do you have something to say as you do the robot over there? Dawn Davenport. You can watch her do this on Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Twitch, please. Yeah, I was just going to remind everybody about our 104.5 The Zone Spring Golf Classic.
Oh,
let's get it on.
Yes. Have you guys been warming up, practicing, working on your swings?
We've been warming up mentally, talking about all of the things that we're going to get done that morning.
Right.
And all of the things
None
that
of
we've been
them-
told not to do that morning, but
This
we're
is
still
all
going to
true.
do.
The things you've been told not to do by your co-host who has to do a show with you later that day. But anyway, this will be on April 25th at Old Natchez Country Club, and tickets are on sale now. So if you want to be a part of it, Brent and Slay are going to be playing 1045thezone.com, and you can add some of our hosts and some of our special guests as your guests on the golf course as well. Titans legend Keith Bullock, Titans wide receiver Nick Westbrook-Akine.
Love those two dudes.
Yes. All of the proceeds go to charity, by the way, 1045thezone.com if you want to find out more details and jump in on it.
You can communicate with us on the phone, 615-737-1045, at 3HL1045 on Twitter, and in the Zone TV chat. Ramon Foster is there. Big Savagery.
Hi, Savagery. Somebody's lying, by the way.
He writes, "Oh, there's the accuser, Babs. I'm innocent," he writes. Somebody left double onions in our trash can in the studio one day, and it smelled like feet by the time we got in here.
This was yesterday.
Yeah.
We know it came from the morning show. So,
Morning.
real quick before we go back to the phones and hop on whatever you teased, Brent, I did reach out to Shafe in the morning. I did.
Yes.
Yes. And I said, what do you know about double onion gate here? And I said, I need answers.
Yeah, dudes from Pennsylvania ain't telling you nothing, man. They're going to roll with their guys.
I said, should I include you in the suspect list? And I also said, I can offer you immunity if you have information for me.
You want to know parts?
Yeah. To which he was like, well, there were onions on some of the tacos, and I ate 2 of them without the onions. The end. I'm like, guilty, accomplice.
I don't think he believes you on the immunity part.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
By the way, Middle
I
Tennessee
was lying, so.
leading UNC Wilmington 34-30 in the CBI championship game. You were lying, she said.
Man, that's really cool, man. They got so many different tournaments to play in now.
Is that sarcasm, or do
I
you
don't
really
know.
think that?
Like, I do really think that, but at the same time, I feel it was some sarcasm in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I really do. I really am.
Cataclysmic sarcasm?
Yeah, I really am happy.
But you
for these guys.
really are kind of jealous that you didn't have other stuff to play in.
No, we did. We had the NIT.
But you didn't have the CBI.
Yeah, and I wonder how many people at that game. That's what would have hurt me.
Well, I mean, if you can afford to do it, do it.
If you have a
know?
fan base that cares,
Ultimately,
they're there. Why are you shaking your head at me?
Ultimately,
I
that's
lived
why
in
people
Wilmington.
turn that down, is because they don't want to spend the money on it.
Right, and I understand that. But I worked in Wilmington. That was my first job out of college, and covered UNCW when Brad Brunell was the head coach there, which I'm aging myself now. But because he's been at Clemson forever. But anyway, that fan base is legit. They would travel to anywhere on any day to follow that team.
So that's what I'm saying. That's great for, like, the mid-majors. I think
Right.
it's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? But, we got invited to NIT, and we got to host my senior year.
Nobody was there.
It might have been 2,500.
Y'all
maybe.
probably discussed turning that down, didn't you?
Coach, I think Coach Peterson asked, do we want to play it? But they asked right on the heels of losing the SEC tournament game. And I didn't understand why we would walk in there without John Higgins. We just saw what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you need a guard. I got to have my guard.
Ramon said, I'm ordering triple onions tomorrow.
You don't want to start this war,
Ramon said a whole snitch
don't
out
wanna-
here.
Uh-huh.
Zach says it's always Buck's fault. Well, there's some truth to that. Kenneth in Nashville is a Dolphins fan. Kenneth, what's up, man? What do you think about the Tyree Hill trade?
2 kings and a queen up in there. How y'all doing?
Hey, what up, Kenneth?
That's love, man. Thank you.
Hey, Big Ron, you should have shot Mo at Pearl Cone, man. I watch y'all, man. You should have shot that thing, Mo. Boy.
Never heard anybody tell Ron that.
Oh, see, a lot of people don't know, man. I was
Here's what I
putting up
got.
those numbers as a 6-man coming off that team, too. Uh-huh.
All right. Hey, here's what I got, man. I think that Dolphin trade is going to work.
Okay.
The reason why is we were 9-8 last year.
Mm-hmm.
We had problems with our offensive line. We addressed those problems. We got 2 offensive linemen, one of them being one of the top 3 offensive linemen in the league, Ron Armistead.
Mm-hmm.
We addressed weapons around Tua. We got 2 running backs, Mostert, Chase Edmonds, and, of course, today we got Tyree Hill and Cedric Wilson.
Did you give up too much for Tyreek? 5 draft picks?
No, that's the way the league is going. Just
It
ask
is.
the Los Angeles Rams.
No, it is. You're right.
That's the Rams. That's one draft, the first round draft pick, second round draft pick, and the fourth round draft pick this year, I believe, and a fourth and a sixth next year.
That's exactly right.
We know that the draft is a crapshoot. I'd rather go with something that's proven in hand than take a chance on the draft. But I just think it's gonna work, man. I just think it's gonna work. I talked to I heard Jared earlier. He was saying, well, I don't think the Dolphins get any better. They not a playoff team. Really? We just badly missed it last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only concern I have is at quarterback, and that everyone has kind of figured out what Tua is. But you're right. I mean, they did get hot at the end of the season. I'm still shocked that Brian Flores got fired. I mean, that's one of the biggest surprises in the offseason for sure.
Yeah, we'll deal with that in court. That was a dirty move.
Yeah.
But I just think it's gonna work, man. We've addressed all our problems, so we're not gonna be better. I just think that's wrong. And it's just like hate. Don't hate, because I'm sure if the Titans were in the same boat, they would have done the same thing to get Tyreek Hill if they'd have had the cap space.
Gotcha, bro. Thank you, man.
All right, appreciate y'all.
All right. Two
I-
kings of the queen.
Hey, we like that.
It's a good hand.
I think that's kind of spot on, man. I just wonder man, could you have gotten them for 4 draft picks? You know what I'm saying? Like 5. That was quite a bit.
Because they had to get rid
They
of
had
him.
to. And that's what I'm saying. Like Kansas City had to make a move on it. They wasn't gonna pay him.
Good on them. All right, so Xavier beat Vanderbilt last night by 2, and Scottie Pippen went 28, 9, and 7. NBADraft.net has their mock draft out first 2 rounds. Obviously, there are 4 Kentucky players, like Kennedy Chandler's 21. There's some discussion, does Kennedy Chandler come back? I'm not going to even get into that at this point because I don't think it's worth even talking about at this point. But
Because it's so early?
yeah, I do think it's Slay and I were talking about this before the show. It is interesting with the NIL deals with the NBA guys, because the NBA first-year rookie, like the rookie contracts, you can almost match with NIL deals.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not outlandish, right? Like it's the second deal in the NBA that gets outrageous in terms of, $100 million contracts and things like that. It's not like that in the rookie deal. So you will see some guys come back that you didn't think that they would.
Yep.
But, I think it's way too early for that. But Xavier last night, they tweeted, maybe you shouldn't have changed your logo. And they turned the new V sideways to make an L. And I was like, man, that's hardcore right there.
Man,
some NIT trash talk.
Real. It is so real. The star V is, and then you change it during the tournament. Like, hey, man, salute, Vandy. Keep pushing.
The whole thing is weird.
Keep pushing, Vandy.
Xavier went at him. That was interesting. Robert Woods coming up at the 5 o'clock hour. Stay tuned for that. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Hey, spring's right around the corner, and we always talk about shopping local and supporting local businesses on this show. Graham's Living, one of them, a third-generation family business, has been serving the Nashville community for almost 25 years. I actually came across Graham's when I first moved here, and that was 15 years ago when I needed new lighting. They're best known for their extensive inventory of luxury lighting, but guess what? That's not all they offer. They also offer stylish hardware and beautiful outdoor furniture. We just redid our backyard and went to Graham's Living. Large selection of inventory that is already in stock. I was finding things that I couldn't get for, 4 or 5 months. They have a ton in stock. They have ready to ship items, and it's a great destination for all your outdoor furnishing needs and, of course, all your home lighting too. And by the way, you can walk into their showroom, walk out back, and it's one of the area's largest collections of high-end outdoor furniture from awesome brands, Summer Classics, Lane Venture. They've got umbrellas, fire pits, anything else you need to complete your backyard. And here's the deal, free local delivery as well. Front desk to the in-house design team, you name it, everyone from Graham's, a pleasure to work with. So go check them out. Trust Graham's Living to make your home vision a reality. 244 Cool Springs Boulevard in Franklin, Tennessee. Visit the showroom. Treat yourself to the Graham's Living experience.
Money, 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 money. Money. Ron Kelly, the HomeLoanExpert.com can get you some money. How? You want to know? I'm going to tell you. Cash out refi, people. That's how you can do it. I tell you this every day, and I'm going to keep telling you every day. Now, if you're struggling with bills and debt and you need a little money, what's your biggest asset? Raise your hand. You're not going to raise your hand. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Home. Your home is your biggest asset. Okay, class, listen up. You're in session. With home equity so high right now, it is the perfect time to do a cash out refi. They can lower your monthly payment, give you cash to pay off debt, and have you skip a few mortgage payments. It is that easy. Looking to expand your home? You need to hit up Ryan Kelly and the HomeLoanExpert.com. The average homeowner last year got $52,000 out their refi. You can even go put a pool in your backyard. That's right, people. Listen up. I'm telling you how to do it. You can close your loan in as little as 21 days. From new home loans to refinances, get great low rates and top-notch customer service at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Good evening. Kevin Byard's got himself a nice little dinner that he's probably going to be having because he just got himself a nice little paycheck. The Titans have converted $10.9 million of his base salary into a signing bonus. So he just got himself a little check from John Robinson. That creates $8.7 million more dollars in the Titans cap space. Around the NFL, though, the Chiefs and the Dolphins have made news throughout the entire day because the Dolphins now have themselves a dynamic wide receiver in Tyree Hill. And in return, the Chiefs now have 5 draft picks, 3 of those in this year's draft, in the first round, second round, and fourth round, and then 2 more in the 2023 draft. That will be a 4th and a 6th rounder. And the Memphis Grizzlies are currently the number 2 seed in the Western Conference behind the Phoenix Suns. And tonight they host the Brooklyn Nets on ESPN. Tip-off is at 6:30. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air, 104.5 The Zone, Wednesday afternoon in the Music City.
Hey, yo!
Brent Doherty, at Brent Doherty on Twitter. Don Davenport, at Don Davenport TN.
Hey. Happy Hump Day. Hump Day.
Did you say Hunk Day?
Hunk Day.
Hunk Day. I like that.
There you go,
Thank
Hunk.
you.
At Joe Hunk.
You need some love sometimes.
He got his own day.
Thank you. Yes, at Joe Hunk.
At Joe Hunk on Twitter. And Ron Slay, at Ron Slay 35. There he is.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
I think this is the best.
I'm in the building.
Best one.
I'm in the building. I'm in the
You like
building.
this one the best? Out of all of the Slay intros?
Yep. I think
Produced
all
by
of
Rhett
them-
Doherty
It's
B.
the
Yeah,
original.
yeah, it's the original. I love all the other ones too, though. You know what I mean? But I just think
Don over there, crib
the
walking.
everyday one, yeah, this is the one.
But that's what I think. I just think of like,
Yeah.
Wasn't that her gin and juice walk that she just did a second
I don't
ago
know
as
what
well?
it is. It's some kind of
probably. That's, I
Little
mean,
mix.
it's the only dance move I have.
It's the Papa walk.
See?
It's the Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
I tried. You tried.
I tried.
I love that you tried, though.
I tried.
I'm proud of you.
don't.
You don't.
But that was a terrible try. What did you call it?
I don't know.
Papa.
Papa.
That's like a polka, right? Papa. Papa. I've never seen. So where this comes from is I've never seen. What is it? Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original one.
Unbelievable.
You should be shamed.
Yes.
I do like Gene Wilder in Young Frankenstein and Stir Crazy.
Haven't seen either one of those.
I haven't either.
But we've seen Willy Wonka.
We most definitely have. Because we got the golden ticket.
We got the golden ticket.
You lose. You get nothing.
That's right.
I'm completely lost.
Yeah, you boy. Well, you know you don't get no ticket.
Vibe Runners, light it up, Dawn. Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. You can watch the show there.
Twitch, please.
Bobby Trees will join us at 5:20.
Trees.
Maybe like 5:18, because I think he's got a lot to say, so we're going to have to give him some extra time.
Some breathing room.
I loved listening to him in the public, like Titans press conference. You see why Cooper Kupp wrote that letter. You see why the team respected him enough to make sure that he got a choice in where he ended up.
I hate that you have to step away for that, but I heard him today too, right here on 104.5 The Zone, during Buck Rising, and yeah, he sounds like an impressive guy. You going to put him in the boom boom room?
He got
course.
to go in the boom boom room.
Better.
I mean, the guy has the best nickname, Bobby Trees.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, how couldn't you put a tree in the boom boom room?
Robert Woods. I saw that A.J. Brown tweeted that he wants everybody to put a palm tree in Robert Woods' backyard to make him feel more comfortable, and that he would pay for it. I don't know. Would a palm tree survive here? Like, if you brought a palm tree from Florida and put it in your yard?
Why?
No, well, this is the reason I know. Because,
why do you know?
Well, a couple of reasons.
Because you kill everything.
I have now officially killed my 3 cactuses that were still alive, and now they're dead.
And your fish.
So my mother in Georgia, where it is more like a Florida climate.
Yeah, not that far away.
Right? But we are consistently in Nashville about 10 degrees colder in the winter than they are in Atlanta, where my mom is, just so you know. So she was adamant that she wanted a damn palm tree in her freaking yard. So my dad planted her a damn palm tree in her backyard, and it did not make it because palm trees can't live in Atlanta.
Okay, so I've done my research.
Yeah.
The windmill palm is also known as the Chinese windmill palm. It can survive in temperatures as low as 0 degrees.
There.
So we have to get him a windmill palm.
You have to get him a certain kind of palm.
A windmill palm. Where do you get those from?
Windmill palm store. Down the street on New Hope Drive. I hear that word, that New Hope Road. I hear that every day.
Oh, really?
No, I'm totally kidding. I just hear New Hope Road every day.
You sounded so convincing.
I really did.
I had no idea.
Advertising works.
I had no idea.
By the way, I need
China
a landscaper.
I had no
Let me
idea
know.
China had palm trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they?
I mean, the things you learn on 3HL, I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway,
What they need
Bobby
them for?
Trees.
Yeah, Vibe Runners on YouTube said I was more confident in Bobby Trees than Hooper's press conference. So we look forward to having him on. And the AFC, talking about, the big story of the day, Chiefs sent Tyree Hill to Miami in exchange for 5 draft picks, a first, second, and fourth this year, a fourth and sixth next year. He gets a 4-year extension, $120 million, 72 guaranteed, 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, just turned 28. The AFC is loading up, man.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. Russell Wilson, NFC to AFC. Matt Ryan, NFC to AFC. Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper, Khalil Mack, Chandler Jones, Vaughn Miller, Robert Woods, and then Tyreek Hill stayed. Deshaun Watson stayed, but he hadn't played in a minute, so that's another addition. I mean,
that's going to be fascinating.
The
to watch,
AFC is
too.
loaded.
It's loaded.
But can I give you a positive if you're a Titans fan?
Real quick, because Bobby Trees is knocking down our door with
Okay, your
a
division
Chinese palm.
is not loaded. You have a very, well, I'm not going to call it easy, but you have an easier path to the playoffs because all you have to do is beat the Jags, the Colts, and the Texans.
I will say this.
You in the NFC South.
When we're watching AFC South games, me and Slay will be loaded.
Down.
Fried is the proper term.
Fried.
Thank you.
All right, Robert Woods, Bobby Trees, Titans wide receiver, next on 104.5 The Zone. Faux_scoop on Twitch. Rest easy-ish, gone but not forgotten. I mean, you have to listen every day to get some of these things. Which one do you want me to talk about right now? Which of our beloved company sponsors would you like me to talk about? Thank you. Accurate Mortgage. I would love to talk about Accurate Mortgage. Joe Stanford, Mike Hoover, and those guys. Love those guys. For our hyper-competitive housing market, because it is that. It's frustrating you because you keep losing out on offer after offer. Maybe it's time to consider staying put and coming up with a new plan. Here's an idea from our friends at Accurate Mortgage. How about renovating your current home into the dream house that you've always wanted? Accurate Mortgage has many cash-out refinancing programs that can help you get the money that you need to turn your home into the envy of your neighborhood. Home values have gone up, so chances are you build a good amount of equity in your home. Put that equity to work by remodeling and potentially increasing the value of your home even more. Interest rates are still historically low, and if your home's value has increased, it may be the perfect time to take advantage of a cash-out refinance loan. Accurate Mortgage can help make it a brighter spring for you and your family. Reach out. Accurate Mortgage, ready to discuss if a cash-out refi makes sense for you. Visit Accurate Mortgage today online, AccurateMTG.com. That's AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Acopia LLC, is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 4664. Yo, I want to tell you about newbrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com, a new brake repair service where they come to you. Mobile brake repair service. That is a great idea, and these guys are rolling. And I've heard from so many of y'all that have utilized these guys and how easy they make everything, because we all have things to do. You need things and companies that are going to save you time, and that's what New Brakes does. But that's not all. They're more affordable than getting your brakes fixed at a dealership or a repair shop. They use premium brake parts. They warranty all of their work, so you know it's always done right. And they're backed by thousands of 5-star reviews. Go to the website. Really incredible service with which they provide. Newbrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com. Get an instant online quote. Choose your repair date. They come to you to fix your brakes. Convenience at its finest. Tell them you're his own listener. Get a 10% discount. It's newbrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com. Welcome back in 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, and we got the man of the hour, new Titans wide receiver, Robert Woods. They call him Bobby Trees. How did Robert, number one, welcome to Nashville. Let's start there. Welcome to the city. How did that nickname present itself to you, Bobby Trees? I love it. I think it's like the best nickname maybe since the Big Unit.
Really, I mean, obviously it works. It sticks. You know, it started in Buffalo. Buffalo fans is like, let's call him Bobby Trees. I start seeing it on social media there, and then being able to get to LA, and then they ran with it. My teammates, my team, and my coaches, the fan base, everybody just start calling me Bobby Trees. My receiver coach told me this on Sundays, right after that national anthem. I turn to Bobby Trees. The smile comes off, the attitude comes, and being able to be the most complete receiver, take pride in that. And been running with that name for a while now.
I love it, man. And here's the thing, man. We're well aware of the Bills Mafia. So my guess is some dude named Bobby climbed up in a tree and jumped down on a table, and everybody started chanting Bobby Trees. And then
Bobby Trees.
Those guys are crazy, man.
It probably started at a pregame rally, tailgating.
Yeah. What's your experience with Nashville over the years?
Man, so this is my first time coming to Nashville, other than playing football.
Yeah.
I mean, I know good music, good food, and obviously good football.
Yeah, ain't no question. And you can throw in that culture, man. It's going to be a shade different than out there in L.A., what you grew up in, man. But welcome to Nashville. I think you're going to have an amazing time, man. Let me ask you this, dog. Bringing that winning culture to a culture that's already laid in winning and trying to find out how to get over the hump, what do you assist in bringing to this offense? From your perspective of not knowing anything, just seeing it from the outside looking in, talking to guys, what do you see you bringing?
My game, I think this team and this offense already is very good and very dynamic. Obviously solid up front on the defensive front. Yeah. And that secondary with Byard leading them. Tannehill running the offense, Derrick Henry being a physical running back, A.J. Brown being a physical receiver, being able to make plays. And I think my game is being consistent, being that tone setter, coming in with an attitude, first down, second down, third down, obviously having an impact with and without the ball, being able to get some jet sweeps, being able to attack them in the short game, intermediate game, downfield, but really just being that attitude tone setter with this team. We already have the pieces, have the parts. I'm really just adding my game, my consistency, being a reliable threat for Tannehill, and just my play, my aggression, how I play, setting the tone.
Love it.
Bobby Trees joins us. Robert Woods, Titans wide receiver. Speaking of A.J. Brown, he tweeted out today, Nashville, can we plant a Palm Beach tree in Bobby's backyard to make him feel at home? Make it happen. It's on me. Would that make you feel good, a palm tree in the backyard?
Oh, man, that would be dope. That would be dope. But really, I mean, just coming, I appreciate Nashville and his team welcoming me. My feeling of love from landing, from the hotel, from getting with the team, from talking to the guys, just feeling the love. I'm definitely feeling welcome here in Nashville, throughout the city for sure.
How did that trade go down, man? Because we've heard various stories about how, out of respect, the Rams actually allowed you some input in that process. Is that true? How did all that go down?
Yeah, obviously you see the signing of Allen Robinson, great receiver, talented. Initially, you're thinking it's a great addition to the team, and then you see the contract, the years, and you're like, uh-oh. Somebody's moving. Just the experience of being in the league. I got that call about 20 minutes later from Sean. Obviously, thanked me for my time and what I've done to the team. One of the hardest decisions he said he had to make, but it's the business at the end of the day, and as soon as it came up to trade talk, I just wanted to be able to have an impact of where I went, and the team supported that, allowed me to do my homework, get my calls out, and really find the best landing spot for me. They worked with me, and my goal was to be able to just join a contending team, really balanced team, being able to do it in the passing game, on the ground game, on the defensive side. Really just wanted to join the opportunity to add my game and get this win, get this organization to the Super Bowl and win it.
Man, Bobby, you got some guys that's intact. You know, you had some guys out there in L.A. when you talk about dominant guys on both sides of the ball, you being one of those, and you look into that mirror. How much of the Titans do you see mirror what you had at the Rams? Like when you got a guy like A.J. Brown, and then you look at Aaron Donald, and then you look at a guy like Big Jeff Simmons, and y'all got safeties. We got Bayard. You know what I'm saying? Like for piece. I think it mirrors it quite a bit. What's your take on that?
Yeah, and that was a part of just making the seamless transition for me. Coming to an offense I was familiar with. Obviously, I played with Jared and Todd Gurley. We had some time and with the Rams, and that was kind of the foundation of our offense that was building off of the ground, attacking the pass, and really opening it up and being dynamic. And this offense, feeding off of Derrick Henry, having a viable threat on the opposite side who will keep the defense honest. It's definitely matches up well with my game, and it was really just coming in here and adding my piece to this puzzle. I think this team is built pretty well. Having Jeff Simmons up front dominating, Bayard leading them, being able to not just make interceptions but finish in the end zone with them. You got to have a team that finishes plays and finish drives in the end zone. I think this is the team and the organization that has the right mindset, attitude, culture, coaches, for me to just be that puzzle, piece in that puzzle to complete this thing.
How much of you getting injured goes into you coming into this year? Is it any feeling of an unfinished business? Because you got the Super Bowl without question, and you did a lot for that team mentally, physically when you were able to, but then walking into this knowing that you got another opportunity to bring that over here. Any unfinished business, like we won the Super Bowl, I got a piece of it, but I want to be all in and go get one, and be physically out there. How much of that plays in your mind?
Man, it's huge. I honestly, I got so much drive, and people say they got a chip on their shoulder. I think I got chips on my shoulder.
Put an S on that thing.
Being able to, fortunately, we went to the Super Bowl. Obviously, I got hurt and did not play in the game. But just having that drive of, one, being hurt and being able to redeem myself and come back even stronger. 2, being in the Super Bowl, not playing in it. 3, being traded. 4, being on a team that's right there and capable of getting the Super Bowl. There's so many things that are motivating with me personally and with this team to win. I think that's everybody's goal and purpose is win games and win a Super Bowl. My biggest goal is to get back healthy, get strong, and this team is already good. I just got to be ready to go and get with them. I think that's my biggest focus is getting healthy, getting strong. Obviously, I have the motivation. It's really just getting my feet on the grass and get this thing going.
Right. Titans wide receiver Bobby Trees with us on 3HL talking about that injury in that season. I imagine it had to be I can't imagine what you experienced with that run because there's some conflicting things there, right? Like you're really happy for your teammates because everything we hear about you is you're the locker room guy, you're a leader of men, and so you had to be obviously happy for your teammates, but also frustrated that you couldn't be a part of it. And a lot of fans don't understand when players go through an injury and they start to rehab. It's really hard to be a part of what's going on because you're doing your thing and they're doing theirs. That had to be just a mentally challenging situation.
Yeah, that was this is my first time not finished the season. It's my first major injury. So it was my first time going through all of that emotionally, obviously getting hurt. We signed Odell. I'm super excited to play with him. Ended up tearing my ACL like the same day I shook his hand.
Yeah.
So that went into it, and really it's just like getting back. You know, you have all these aspirations of things you're doing, and you don't expect that. And obviously, initially, I'm bummed. I'm hurt. I'm not being out there. I'm not accomplishing my goals with my team, and then being able to see them keep on going is a different aspect. And then I have to grasp myself mentally, and even other guys who were hurt, like Jordan Fuller, leading the team in tackles, reminding guys we're a huge part of this. We made a huge impact on this team, this organization. We helped get us to this point, and I think that was kind of motivating for me to feel involved, being able to still talk to Cooper and Van weekly about plays, about concepts, about things that I'm seeing on the film. So finding ways to really be involved, and there was even clips this Super Bowl Sunday of me just being involved, being able to still lead the guys, Ben Skronik, Van Jefferson on the sideline, trying to have an impact ways that I can to win. You know, you can help win in many different ways, and I think being hurt, I have to find a different way to help our team win.
Robert Woods with us on 3HL. Slade's going to put you in this thing called the Boom Boom Room in a minute, so you can worry about that in a second. But I'm curious. This made its rounds yesterday, day before, I can't remember, but your former teammate Cooper Kupp, for those that don't know, penned a letter to you on social media outlining what you meant to him, what you mean to him personally, and as a teammate, what you meant to the Rams organization. What did that mean to you? What does he mean to you?
Man, he personally means so much to me, to my game, being able to come in and have someone who was wanted to work hard together, not just work hard on his own. I think that was one of the biggest things. We were working hard together. Some people have the mindset of keeping all your knowledge to yourself and don't help another receiver who is a competitor of yours. I didn't see it as that. I saw it as giving my knowledge to my teammates and Cooper to help better this team. And we always talked and communicated in that way, being able to know what each other's thinking. We don't have to use words out there on the field. And it really just made it so easy to go out there and play with them, knowing that you could trust them on and off the field, be there for you, for your family. And just hearing those words is amazing, because obviously you want to work hard and show up for your teammates, but really just hearing those words and seeing what impact you had on him, such a great player, offensive MVP, Triple Crown. The impression that you leave on your teammates is probably the biggest accomplishment that you could get. Your teammates respected you and your work.
Robert Woods with us, new Titans wide receiver. All right, it's time. You ready, Slay?
It's time to do this, man.
We're in the Boom Boom Room?
Oh, let's go, Bobby. Let's go, Bobby. Now, let me go on and set the parameters for you so you understand. Now, the Boom Boom Room, when you go in here, the door's locked behind you. The only way you can get out the Boom Boom Room is if you tell everything truthfully and you answer all my questions truthfully to the best of your ability. Do you agree to this, Bobby Trees?
Yes, I do. B. Trees agrees.
My man talks in T-shirts.
I like that, baby. Lock the door.
Ah, yes. One man on his way into the Boom Boom Room.
All right. The Boom Boom Room is brought to you by Low T Center, man. Bobby Trees, you stepping in here, man. Fresh off the flight. Let's get straight to it, man. So, you coming from Gardena, right? Born and raised out there, correct?
Carson.
Oh, even better. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Carson City Mall and all that. I'm with that. I like it. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I'm with that. Okay, check this out. You coming from the West Coast, you coming down south. Y'all ride low riders out there, so I got to give you a choice. You going to jump into 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", or you going to go with the dunk down here, the 71, so Caprice, 72, 73, 74. You got to choose what you riding. Drop top, 61 through 64, or hard top or drop top Chevys 71 through 74.
I think when you switch cultures, you gotta embrace it. You gotta get involved. I think you gotta go with the don't. Down here in the South, you gotta embrace the culture.
I like it. Beware of them potholes. We got potholes too down here.
My man's gonna be singing.
We know how to swerve.
Swerve.
My man's gonna be singing, embracing the culture. Gonna be singing at the honky tonks before we're done.
Hey, all right. So this right here, you got to take me out for a good time, man. I come to your city. Let's say this is in our younger days. You know, we 21, 22 years old. I tell you, hey man, take me out somewhere. Where would you take me?
First time in LA. Coming to LA. I would set you up nice. We'll go down to Malibu, right on the water. Go to Nobu. Eat good. After that, we'll probably head down to Hollywood, get you acclimated with the city. Take you down, club hop a little bit, have a good night, and we'll close it off with a great night party, and then we gotta do it again the next day. I think in LA you gotta go back to back.
You gotta keep going in LA.
Ain't no stopping. Okay, let me ask you this: it's about 11:30 at night. We done had a good time, and I hit you with, "Hey man, swing me through Stars real quick. Let's slide by Stars real quick." What's your response?
What do you mean, down here in Stars?
Stars? Yeah, down there in Stars.
What Stars?
Oh, you don't know about. Okay, Stars is a chimney club.
Stars.
Okay, so you may. Okay, it just got torn down about 5 years ago though. When I moved out here to Nashville.
Oh man, I don't know about Stars.
I gotta school
me on Stars.
Hey, that was a mean spot out there, man. You know.
Wait, so when you left LA, they tore it down? Is that how often you went?
He was right. The only one in Stars.
Hey man, them wings were phenomenal in there too. But that's neither here nor there. Sure. All right, here we go. Tacos and burritos or hot chicken, which we're known for down here in Nashville.
Oh, I'm going to go with the tacos and burritos. You can't go wrong with pulling up to a taco truck, a little quick cash only, get some good side of tacos, side of burrito. I would definitely go with the burritos and the tacos for sure.
I love it. All right, quick, last one, man, and I'm gonna let you out the boom boom room. What does it mean to you? I heard you talking about Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson and those guys being locked in with them. What does it mean to you to be acknowledged by your peers and leaving an impact on your peers like that, man? And that everlasting, even though outside of the accolades and everything, that's great. But what's greater, the accolades or being acknowledged by your peers?
I would say being acknowledged by your peers, your teammates. Obviously, you go in and you bleed and sweat with these guys, whether it's the locker room, on the field. You give your everything to every single player on your team, and I think that was a big thing with me, even just being a captain, but embracing the young guys, getting them acclimated quickly. Embracing the practice squad guys, backup guys, special team. Everybody is a part of this and plays their role, and really just being able to have an impact on every single guy on our team, seeing their messages. I think that's the biggest mark is hearing that your teammates respected your game. They're going to miss you, and really just having an impact on your peers. They're the ones doing it too, and when you get their respect, you definitely earned it.
Now, I know you got USC fight on running through your veins, but you're walking down here in the big orange country in the SEC. So, me being a former Vol, I feel it's only right, that I throw that out there. Will we see you? Can I get you to Rocky Top to get you to a game this fall? If you right before the season start, or maybe even up in the spring or the summer, just to walk around Rocky Top and get you acclimated to a little bit of orange.
Hey, like I said, we got to get acclimated with the city. We got to go down Broadway. We got to see the Volunteers. We got to go to get a hockey game in. We got to get acclimated for sure.
There we go, man.
Yeah, watch out when you get invited by Taylor Lewan. He likes to rip the head off of fish and drink beer out of it. So be careful there. Hey, Robert, appreciate you, man. Slay.
Bobby Trees, you're officially out of the Boom Boom Room. Now the door is unlocked.
I felt like I barely made it out the Boom Boom Room.
And get tight on there. Get tight on you in there now. The walls are closed in on you, baby.
Hey, real quick, just passed the 4-month deal from the ACL. You good? You going to be ready to go?
Yeah, that's my goal, being able to I'm feeling pretty good now. My goal is to be ready when the coaches are ready for me, for them to call my number. Feeling strong, being able to be on the treadmill, get some runs in, get some jogs in. My biggest goal was just build this knee up, build this leg up to be as strong as possible, to be able to make plays for Tannehill and his team. And I'm just looking forward to tear up the field, man. I got an opportunity here with this team to make an impact, huge impact, and I can't wait to do so.
Love it, man. Hey, thanks for the time, brother. Appreciate you, and welcome to Nashville, and we'll see you soon.
Tighten up, Bobby.
All right. See you guys soon. Tighten up.
There it is.
There he is, Robert Woods. Bobby Trees.
Yes.
Love that nickname. All right. More 3HL next, 104.5 The Zone.
Man, Bobby Trees, man. You know what we're going to have to get him on. Still, I got wings. Yep, that's right. Nashville favorite, Sweet and Sassy, the home of Sweet and Sassy. Big Slate Special is in there also. Sweet and Sassy with the lemon pepper mixed. 2521 Nolensville Pike or 123 Ewing Drive. That is where you can find them. So 2 locations, but the location on Nolensville, they got a bar now, along with the TVs, so you can get your sports bar action on right there. You know, and then guess what? They got Kool-Aid Rita. So you mix that up, chase that down at the end. That's something good, I'm telling you. Also, you can get the Kool-Aid to wash it down. The regular Kool-Aid, that's fine too. But the Sweet and Sassy lemon pepper mix, that's what I'm going to roll with the Cajun Ranch fries. Cheese on top. All sorts of flavors, though, people. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with Steve Strikeout Wings. That's right. And I got a big announcement coming for Strikeout Wings very, very soon. So you got to make sure you pay attention to 3HL. Every day, 3 to 6. You do not want to miss this. Strikeout Wings.
3HL 1045 The Zone. These guys, man, they're in a break trying to record spots.
It's a show.
I tell people all the time.
Going down the hill, crash.
Man.
It's a lot easier to do what we do live than it is to record something.
Yes.
Because you know you're being recorded. Like if you're on the high wire and you know you don't have a net, you better stay the hell up there or you're going to die.
You got to.
Right.
If you have a net, you're probably going to fall because you know it's there.
I just fell.
Yeah, so.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. This is very true.
Might have dropped an S-bomb on tape in the middle of all that.
One or two.
Zone TV, watch the show anytime, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. That goes for all of the shows here on the Zone. Todd writes, big fan of this dude talking about Bobby Trees, Robert Woods, the new wide receiver. Go ball out this year, Bobby. RJ in Phoenix, hold up, wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. Jael, I think Woods will be a good fit for the Titans. Timothy, I love that dude. G from T-Town, great interview. Can't wait for the season to start. Timothy, great interview, guys. And if you missed part of that, I love
Hit the podcast page.
Do I love the fact that he didn't know the gentleman's club, as you put it, that you were talking about in LA?
Yeah, man. Like I'm shocked. I guarantee, like people know stars. Well, I'm telling you,
See, he's like.
That's what's up.
He's like an angel.
Yeah,
he's an angel straight from heaven.
You want to take me to Malibu?
What's funny about that is, we asked Coach Mack where to go, and he said the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the same restaurant in Malibu.
He sure did.
Which, couldn't get in.
If you asked me, I would tell him to go to Worldwide Tacos.
They ever come to Nashville?
I can vouch for that.
See? Mm-hmm.
What's the progress on getting them to come to Nashville?
We will see.
Okay.
We will see.
You got all kinds of announcements
I do, man.
Just swirling
They're
up in there.
piling up, man.
They're piling up.
No, just piling up.
I heard your strikeout wings little thing.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah, buddy.
Vandy loses to Xavier 75-73. It's over. Was that Scottie Pippen's last game at Vandy?
I believe so. I'd be shocked if
right?
he came back. Yeah, I think last year was a stretch for him to come back. He came back, and would it be great for Vanderbilt? Without question, but I think you got to roll.
28 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists in the quarterfinal loss to Xavier. The Titans have restructured Kevin Byard's deal. Field Yates with the story.
Ooh.
Titans converted $10.965 million of Byard's 2022 base salary into a signing bonus, which creates almost $8.8 million in cap space. AP first team All-Pro, second time for him. 88 tackles, 5 interceptions, 13 passes defense, 2 forced fumbles, and a sack. He has not missed a game in his career.
Who's that?
Kevin Byard.
Oh, yeah.
AFC is the evil empire. Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan, Devontae Adams. These guys went from the NFC to the AFC. Amari Cooper, Khalil Mack, Chandler Jones, Von Miller, Robert Woods. Chiefs sent wide receiver Tyree Hill to Miami in exchange for 5 draft picks. One first-round pick this year, second-round pick this year, fourth-round pick this year, 4th and 6th next year. He gets a 4-year extension, $120 million, $72 guaranteed. Those are the stories of the day.
Good job for both teams. It's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. I got an announcement.
That Stars has good wings?
They do. They really, really do. I'm telling you,
Do you have a real announcement, or is it you gonna stop yourself?
I got a real announcement.
Do we need some kind of breaking news?
I don't never need the breaking news. You know what I mean? Because mine's real.
Exactly.
What, like other stuff we do breaking news isn't real or something?
Well, we hear the noise, it ain't really. It's like, okay. Mine, though, they're on the edge of your seat. Like, people pull over in their cars to hear this.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
All right. Tomorrow
at Party Foul.
We are at Party Foul.
Yes.
I'm bringing.
In Cool Springs.
That's right. I am bringing Shot O'Clock. Shot O'Clock to Party Foul. So be ready.
What
is that like? Shaka
Khan?
Yeah, people want to know. Don't you want to know? Don't you see
like,
that announcement?
Are you taking a shot every minute on the clock?
Aha! People want to know.
You do realize we're live on air, right?
Yeah, not on the air. I ain't gonna do it on the air. But I'm just saying.
Shot every minute.
No, that'd be 10. I'm telling you, Shot O'Clock is coming. So the object is, I'm gonna buy you a shot. When we count down 3, 2, 1, everybody say Shot O'Clock, and you got to take a shot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What time is this going down?
It better be after 6 p.m.
Probably about 6 p.m.
Okay.
So be there. Meet us there. Cool Springs Party Foul is going down.
Will Shaka Khan be there?
No, she better not. Through the wire. Shot o'clock.
I think I
telling
just
y'all.
snorted again. That's 3 for me today.
You on fire. Snort column.
That's going to be fun. Party Foul tomorrow in Cool Springs from 3 until 6 o'clock. I think I'll be there, I don't know, maybe closer to 1:20.
I'm going to be there early.
To eat some
I'm going to be there after because I'm watching some of the game.
Yeah, food's good. Sauce is good, too.
Sauce phenomenal. Barbecue, woo.
Sweet 16 coming up tomorrow. We'll talk all about it tomorrow.
Yep, better be ready.
Duke is an underdog to Texas Tech. How about that?
That's not shocking.
Bonk. That's bonk.
That is so dumb.
Be careful.
So dumb.
Be careful.
Gonzaga by double digits, Todd Fuhrman said today.
I got some pushback on that. Got some pushback. I don't think Gonzaga's that good.
It will,
yeah.
SEC bias.
Wait. No, not on this one. Because I thought Memphis should have beat them.
Well, I was going to say, you only have one SEC team to watch.
Anytime they play athletes, Gonzaga's in trouble.
I've got a Memphis buddy, Jody, and I told him, my text to him was, y'all would have beaten almost any team in the tournament that night.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have.
Yep. I did always say Memphis was a little bit undisciplined, though.
They were, and they were attacking on offense, but they wouldn't get back on defense.
Yep.
It's almost how we used to run games back in the day.
Yeah, right.
We need to go.
Hey, Babsy.
Babs is waving.
Yeah,
Babs
the
is doing
music's
the
been on
two-hand
for like
wave,
3 minutes.
More of us. More of us. Coming up.
Bless your hearts.
Later.
See ya.
Shot o'clock.